If that's what you're doing, thanks for making us a part of that. I'm sure I'll be in some form or fashion of store tomorrow. That's my tradition, Christmas Eve shopping. Just getting out there. Are most of you procrastinators, or are some of you guys and gals out there that just get it done, and you get it done early? I never get it done early. And I always tell myself after that, I'm in there on Christmas Eve shopping, that I'm never going to let this happen again. And lo and behold, I let it happen again. That's just kind of the way it works. And, well, I'll be back in there tomorrow. Not for a lot of stuff, but just for bits and pieces here and there. All truth be told, my beautiful wife, Maggie, will take care of most of the family members. She's great about that. So it's just her that I need to take care of. Although I got her something pretty cool, I will say. I don't know if she's listening or not, Pledge.
But you did say just now, I will say. I got her something really cool, I will say.
Well, I will say, I got her something pretty cool. I can't tell you what that is. So I did say I got her something pretty cool, and that's all I can say. And she might not be listening right now. She actually had to work today as well. So she might be working and not listening, but that's the way that it goes. But I got to get something else. There's one more something that I'm trying to find.
You're not quite done?
Not quite done. I'll be in there tomorrow.
Christmas is in a couple of days, right?
It's a Rheinegel tradition. I'm in the mall on Christmas Eve. It never fails, and tomorrow I will be the same way. So if you're in the mall tomorrow, you see me, say hello, and we'll chat about what you got and about what I'm looking for and what I got. So we'll go from there and do that. Hey, can I say congratulations to the Smithson Valley Rangers and head football coach Larry Hill. They won a state championship on Saturday, and I tell you what, I'm just so happy for that guy. He's been at Smithson Valley forever. I mean, way back when I was working at KGNB Radio in New Braunfels, a long, long time ago, early 90s, they opened up Smithson Valley High School, and we were doing the Larry Hill Show. So I go way back with Coach Hill, as I know Minix does, as I know you do, Pledge.
Well, he coached me.
You were a football player at Smithson Valley, yeah. So Larry Hill, he had 4 other chances to win a state title and never was able to get it done, and he got it done against a very good football team, by the way, in Highland Park on Saturday. So congratulations to Larry Hill. By the way, Coach Hill's going to join us here on the Blitz coming up at 3:30 today. He's a very happy man. Talked to him a little bit earlier today, and obviously he's very happy. He told me the same thing. He said, somebody told me it was December the 23rd, and I might want to get some Christmas shopping done. Obviously, he's been pretty busy in the playoffs and hasn't had a chance to do that, so he's out and about in getting that done. So I wish him the best of luck as he trolls through all of that kind of stuff. But I'm just so happy for that guy and for all the folks out of Smithson Valley. You deserve it. It was fantastic, and it's great. What else are we doing today? How about those San Antonio Spurs, for goodness sake? Are they playing some good basketball right now? 2 games over 500. And when you look at the standings, the Spurs are in 9th place. They're in the 9th spot. And they're only a game out of the 5th spot. So it's really tight in the West, but the Spurs looking good and playing well. They've got a game tonight against the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll talk a little bit about that coming up a little bit later as well. But the question we're going to ponder coming up next is Mike McCarthy, and has he earned a spot, an extension? Will Mike McCarthy come back? And then we'll even take it further than that. How about Mike Zimmer? Has he earned an extension as well? Remember, he only signed a 1-year contract. But when you look at what Dallas did last night to a pretty decent Tampa Bay club, it was one hell of a football game, and that defense was outstanding. It really was outstanding. So is that enough to get Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer back with the Cowboys for the next at least foreseeable future? We're going to be talking a lot about that. Great sound from Mike McCarthy and from Jerry Jones that will play. And I think if I had to bet on it right now, I would say absolutely those guys are coming back. There is no question about it. And I'm taking suggestions, by the way. If you're out and about shopping, you've already got your shopping done. I hate you if you've done that. I don't like you very much at all if you've already done that. Have you already done that pledge? I mean, are you all done?
No.
No.
I'm never done.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad I'm in good company then. But I know there are some people that do it. And they'll tell you that, well, I finished my shopping back in September. I'm like, what? September? Wow.
How can you even know?
I don't know how they do it, and I'm not sure that it's even the truth. But they say it, and they're convincing, and I just don't like them very much. So that's the way that it goes. Tony, is it Galan? I hope I'm saying that right, Tony. Says he's a single dad. I catch flack for not getting I'm a single dad. I catch flack for not getting him presents on Christmas. I'm not sure what that means, Tony, but Christmas is the family's turn to buy him things. You're talking about your son or your child. Son, daughter, not sure, Tony. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. I hope he or she gets plenty of presents from whomever they're getting them from. And I hope you're having a great Christmas week. I know it just started, but something about this week rolling into this week, I just feel a little bit better. I mean, I do. It's Christmas time, and everybody's just a little happier and all of those kind of things. At least I hope you're happy. Hope you're having a great day, whatever you may be doing. Again, UTSA with a big win today, 44-15 over Coastal Carolina. We are waiting and anticipating a phone call from the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, Jeff Traylor. In the meantime, we'll talk a little Cowboys football and the future of one Mike McCarthy. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas college football head. Wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-583-5795.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit, 800-770-2727. 2727. 800-770-2727.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start January 8th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-583-5795.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix, he's taking this week off, spent some time with family. But a guy that didn't take the day off is the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, Jeff Traylor, after his team destroyed Coastal Carolina today, 44-15. He joins us via the Buyers Barricade guest line. Coach, first of all, congratulations.
Man, thank you. Really, really proud of how we finished the last 6 to 8 weeks of the season. And kids played really well today, like they've been doing since, about the beginning of November.
Well, Coach, I got to tell you something, and I don't know, this might damage your reputation a little bit, but when Chris Carpenter took that ball back 93 yards on that return, you actually had a smile on your face.
Yeah, I thought we finally got it done there. That was it. Well, we lost momentum. When you're on the road, you could feel it kind of going away again. We've kind of lost that momentum on the road a few times this year. And Chris went and just got it back. What a great job blocking by our kickoff return team. And we called them our Delta unit, and that was a big, big play for us.
Coach, you went in there with the exception of the first quarter where I guess it was a feeling out period. From there on in, your defense especially just kind of took over this football game.
Yeah, they made some things we hadn't kind of seen them do, and they did a great job. Coach Beck does a wonderful job. But I knew getting on our iPads and making some adjustments was going to be a big deal in the game, and our defense really got there and just played dominant, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I tell you, it was a dominant performance by that defense. And your offense looked pretty good as well. Owen McCown, another solid game from him, 23 of 30, 254 yards. Really just had that one bad throw today that was picked off. Other than that, he was pretty solid.
Yeah, it's so unlike him. I was shocked that he even tried it. He's so smart. He knows he shouldn't do that. And but other than that, he was pretty much spotless. But our ability to rush the ball for 250 makes it a lot easier to run, to win on the road. And we hadn't been able to do that all year, but we ran the ball really well the last 6 to 8 weeks.
No doubt. Will Henderson and Brandon High, both guys running the football really well, and McCown as well. He had some runs that were pretty nice today, Coach.
Yeah, I didn't really like seeing him become, Tebow down there, but, he got him a touchdown, and he was healthy, so we're all good.
Yeah, and the other stat that I like, Coach, you guys got a turnover on that fake punt try. And I didn't realize this, I got to be honest with you, but that's 23 straight games that you guys have had a takeaway.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. I am so happy for Dangerfield, Jacavian Rogers, straight from 903. That's a tough play because you're not sure if it's a punt or a throw. And the kid went up high pointed it and made a great catch for us. And then he went and had some fun on the beach down there, and they gave him a 15-yard penalty. I thought it was one of the coolest celebrations I've ever seen. How can you penalize a kid for swimming in the beach when it's the Myrtle Beach Bowl? That ought to be criminal.
I agree with you. I thought it was great, and they were having a good time. And that's what I noticed, Coach. After the game, I saw it was a very emotional time for you, a lot of hugs down there. You got the Gatorade bath and all of that kind of stuff. But I could see that maybe it was sinking in that this is the end with some of those guys.
Well, those seniors deserve so much credit. I mean, when you look back at them, they're probably 4 plays away from winning 11 games. And historically here, we've been in a lot of those one-possession games and won them. And we just couldn't get it down the road 4 times. And if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. But there's a lot of ifs and buts right now. But can't be overstate how proud I am of our seniors, how they held together and just finished the season so strong. And really proud of them.
Yeah, no doubt, Coach. Now, I got to ask you, because I saw your halftime interview, and you said you were going to go tell your team, remind them about the 28-point lead that you blew.
Yep.
Did you do that?
Oh, for sure. You know, the pass is a point of reference, not a point of destination. And we kept referencing that, and so we made sure we didn't repeat that. And I thought Chris Carpenter's play, like I've already stated, kind of grabbed the game back for us.
Well, Coach, here's the bottom line. Obviously, you get the win. It was a dominating win. Did you guys have some fun while you were there at Myrtle Beach?
We did. Kids were fantastic. It really was. It was a little cold now. It's tough to be at the beach when it's this cold. But other than that, we had a fantastic time.
It is so good, Coach, and everybody's proud of you watching that thing. We all got up early today to watch that game. Kicked off at 10 o'clock here in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was really early for us, too. Imagine and being cold, too. But I tried to tough it out. My team sure as hell did.
Well, it's a great win, Coach, and we appreciate you taking some time to jump on with us. Go celebrate with your team, and safe travels back to San Antonio.
Joe, enjoyed talking to y'all all year. Please tell Jason saying God bless, Birds up.
God bless, Birds up, Coach. Congratulations to the UTSA Roadrunners for just dismantling Coastal Carolina today, 44-15. Fantastic football game on both sides of the ball for Jeff Traylor's bunch, there's no doubt. And, of course, Coach Traylor joins us via the Buyers Barricades guest line. All guests, in fact, appear via the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. So just a great win today. Ben Brasino on our YouTube page is saying it was a great win, and I think if you saw any of that or heard it right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, I had an opportunity to do a little of both today, and it was kind of cool to be able to watch it on TV, then get in my car and listen to a nice, clear, crisp signal and just have some fun with that. So it was awesome that we got an opportunity to carry that football game today. A lot of fun, and proud of our station for getting that done. That was fantastic. And to see all the people that traveled to South Carolina or Myrtle Beach to see that game. You know, the Roadrunners, and you Roadrunner fans, and I know everybody can't do that, obviously. It's just a long way away. But, I mean, Roadrunner fans are really, really good. But it's San Antonio in general, isn't it? When you look at the Spurs, Spurs fans are rabid. I mean, you stick with your team, win, lose, or draw. Same with UTSA Roadrunners. And, well, just fantastic. I mean, it really is. And I love it. It was good to see all the orange in the stands today. Fun to see that. But I'm with Jeff Traylor. When they go swimming in the sand and it's a bowl game and you get upset, I mean, and they get penalized, it's ridiculous. Let the kids have fun. I mean, this is a game after all. We're playing a game. And we get to take it very serious, that's for sure, but it's a game when it's all said and done. It's meant to have fun. You play to have fun, you play to win, but you play to have fun. And for those kids to do that, and I heard on the broadcast that that was a plan all along. There was going to be a point in time in the game that they were going to go to the sand and swim around in that thing, and there was a chair out there that they were able to sit in there. And it's the beach, so you got to do that. I mean, Traylor's exactly right, and that's what you have to do. So they did it. They get penalized for it, and it's just a shame that that's the way that turned out. But a big, big, big win for the UTSA Roadrunners today. If you didn't get a chance to see the game, you missed a dominating performance, especially by their defense. It was just incredible. Owen McCown, I'm going to tell you what, this guy, I can't wait to see him back next year. The way he improved this year and really took leadership of that team, which is always hard to do because you're stepping in huge shoes when you're talking about Frank Harris. And he did that. He managed to do it, and you could see the improvement in his game as the season progressed. And really not just him. It was everybody. Because, the struggles that the runners had early in the season, injuries were a part of that. But, they just had some struggles. And we talked about a 28-point game that they blew and ended up losing. That kind of stuff would not happen now. And it's almost too bad that the season is not going to continue with how well this team is playing. If we could just start the season over, that would be kind of cool, to be honest with you. I would love to be able to do that. But we can't. It finishes well. Roadrunners playing well, and they certainly did today, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to see Traylor smile after Carpenter takes that thing back 93 yards on that kickoff return, and he had a smile on his face. It was awesome. The emotion that was showed at the end of the game with the seniors coming up and hugging him, and the Gatorade bath or water bath, whatever it happened to be. And if it was cold to begin with and they dumped that thing on him, I'm sure he was cold. He couldn't wait to get into that press room and get into some warmer surroundings. But very proud of the Roadrunners. And, again, we appreciate Jeff Traylor jumping on and joining us here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're going to talk Cowboys, and we're going to talk about the future of one Mike McCarthy, because I think, and I want everybody's opinion on this, I think he has saved his job. And for me, if it was me and I was Jerry Jones, and I would like to be, I'd like to have his bank account. I won't lie to you. But if I was Jerry Jones, I think last night's game solidified Mike McCarthy's future with the Dallas Cowboys. If Mike McCarthy wants to come back, and it sounds like he does, that game last night, the way the Cowboys performed after knowing that it was over, it was over. They were eliminated by that Washington victory from playoff contention. So they knew that before kickoff, and they still went out there and played really hard football. Couldn't run the football, but we knew that was going to happen. Tampa Bay's got a pretty good front line. That's still an issue that's got to be addressed. But Cooper Rush was solid. This guy is he's improved as the season has gone on, and he played well last night. But that defense, it was incredible. That play, the very end, it was a great play by Baker Mayfield, first of all. But then was it Bland that took that ball away? Just completely took the ball away from the runner, and that sealed the deal for the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to talk about the Cowboys' big win. We're going to talk about Mike McCarthy's future, and we will do all of that when we return right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle.
What we have learned on this trip is that Rob has no idea how to order coffee. And then they were like, Rob, and they handed this out, and I was like, oh, no, this isn't what I want. This can't be for me. I didn't want, it's 33 degrees outside. I didn't want anything iced. So I got a $12 ice. And you know what? You should have asked him to warm it up.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the HURT app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. You get the HURT app in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, Use as directed.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
JCPenney's Super Saturday sale has last-minute gifts and bigger savings for everyone. This weekend through Christmas Day, wrap up your list with our biggest doorbusters. Grab men's dress shirts and pants, now buy one, get one free, in-store only. Scoop up the coziest sweaters starting at $12.99 and get warm Sherpa throws for $14.99 each. Dash away with all the right gifts, all the right prices, all in the nick of time. JCPenney, make it count. Offers valid 12/20 through 12/25. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out the new Kubota L2502 package deal, including a 4-wheel drive tractor with hydrostatic transmission, a front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. From the Ewald family to yours, Merry Christmas.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and filled with last-minute gift ideas. At Mr. W Fireworks, we price our fireworks 50 to 80% lower than the other guys, with no hidden fees. So top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. Look for the W on our sign and know you are getting the best prices on fireworks, guaranteed. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
Merry Christmas!
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying... Just beautiful...
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix, he's taking the week off, spending some time with his family over this Christmas week. James Pledger, though, is back. He is running things in there and playing that fine music. We like having James back. Just got some news that Victor Wembanyama has been named as the Western Conference Player of the Week. And this surprises me, and tell me if it surprises you. First time in his short career that he has been named as the Western Conference Player of the Week. Spurs were 2-0 with wins over the Hawks and the Blazers, and Wemby averaged 36 points, 7 blocks, 6.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and shot 52% in those two games. So congratulations to Victor Wembanyama for being the Western Conference Player of the Week. That guy is something else. And, of course, the Spurs in action tonight out in Philadelphia against a Philly team that's trying to find its footing, quite frankly. They got off to a horrible start. They're trying to find their footing. So hopefully the Spurs can go up there and continue to take care of business the way that they've been doing it the last couple of ball games. Speaking of taking care of business, the Dallas Cowboys last night, what an incredible game it was. And the Cowboys really dominated that game. Now, they tried to let it slip away at the end. But a great play by Deron Bland kind of ended things. Jordan Lewis was fantastic last night, too, as was Micah Parsons. The Cowboys were good. Defensively, they were really good. And they made it very difficult on Baker Mayfield and company and got it done. But Cooper Rush, pretty good game for Cooper Rush. 26 of 35, 292 yards, and 1 touchdown. No picks, no turnovers. They could not run the football, and that was a problem. Rico Dowdle, 13 carries for 23 yards. Zeke Elliott scored a touchdown on the ground, kind of a 1-yard plunge, but that was his only carry of the game. Boy, how the mighty have fallen, right? Only carry of the game for Zeke Elliott. They just couldn't run the football last night. That's just the way it was. CeeDee Lamb continues his incredible season. It's an incredible. 105 yards last night, 7 receptions. He had 8 targets. He was just fantastic. But a lot of guys got involved. Brandon Cooks got involved. Ryan Flournoy got involved. Jake Ferguson got involved. Jalen Tolbert with a nice touchdown catch last night. So a lot of guys got involved for the Cowboys offensively. It was just a solid game for them. They won at 26-24. Cowboys are now 7-8 on the season, 2-6 at home. So they've won 2 games now, back-to-back at home, which is good for them. And they've got the Philadelphia Eagles coming up next week. If you saw the Eagles-Commanders game, Jalen Hurts goes out of that ball game early with a concussion. So it's going to be interesting to see if he clears concussion protocol and is able to play against the Dallas Cowboys. Fox has already flexed that game. That was originally scheduled for a 3:25 kickoff out in Philadelphia, and you get that. You go into begin the season, you're thinking that's going to be a huge game this late in the season. Cowboys-Eagles could be for the division title, but obviously it's not now. And so they have flexed that game to noon. It will no longer be at 3:25. It's going to be at noon, and they're going to move the Vikings-Packers game into that 3:25 slot, which is a huge game in that division. I mean, it's huge. So that's what we're getting. So if you were planning a party or something around that Cowboy game, you need to change your plans a little bit. It starts at noon, not 3:25. I think Mike McCarthy needs to change his plans too. If he had a realtor or was looking at another city or maybe another team, he might want to stop that. He did a phenomenal job. I mean, this team never has quit on Mike McCarthy, and I think that tells you a lot about him. And with all the injuries that they've had, I just think that he deserves an extension. He does. So I think he's going to get that. he talked after the game last night and had to admit it was tough to go out and play the game against Tampa Bay after they knew that they were already eliminated from post-game contention. He said it was kind of like a gut punch.
Definitely. I mean, before the game, it was a real punch in the gut, to say the least. Just because of the way that the Washington-Philadelphia game went. But you just kind of take that moment to sit back and watch, and watch how the guys warmed up, watch the interactions in the locker room, and it wasn't much different than a normal game. So, and then you just want to keep your mind in it too, and stay focused. I just love the way our team plays. I just can't say enough about the locker room. Their pride, their character, their toughness, resiliency.
All of that is absolutely true, and he had to be pleased to see that team go out and perform the way they did last night. And again, we're talking about Mike McCarthy's future with his team. What about Mike Zimmer? The defense has progressively gotten better, and they've a ton of injuries on that defensive side of the ball. No Trayvon Diggs, no Sam Williams, no DeMarvion Overshown. All of those guys are out. All of those guys, maybe with the exception of Diggs, although he is a stable back there, but the other two guys certainly playing well. Overshown was a monster, and his loss hurts. But other guys have stepped up, and McCarthy couldn't say enough good things about Zimmer's defense.
Well, that's why he's here. I mean, that's the man that I was able to compete against all those years, and that's this is how we want to play on defense. So it's tough. And especially when you're trying to take away Mike Evans and those things like that. But once again, he called it strong, and and our guys came up with the takeaways. The takeaways won the game. I mean, they were just, and not only did they win the game, the timing of it in the fourth quarter when the game was on the line. That's just remarkable the way our guys just went after it and got it done.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt. The Cowboys wanted to win that game, and they got it done. They wanted it more, I think, than Tampa Bay did. Although Baker Mayfield has really made a believer out of me. This guy is playing well. And the play that he made to get the football out to his outlet guy was sensational. But then the better play was Bland coming in and taking the football away from him. I mean, it was just fantastic because you could see that happening, right? It's Dallas. It's what happens this year. Tampa drives down. They kick the game-winning field goal and win the game by a point. Didn't happen last night. Deron Bland made sure of that. So that was over. A lot about the defense, and I think the defense deserves most of the credit. But look, Cooper Rush. We're talking about giving guys extensions. What about him? He's playing. He's on the final year of his deal. Dak's going to come back, and we can get into Dak all we want to. But Cooper Rush has just been solid. He is a solid quarterback. He doesn't make mistakes, and he gets the job done. Again, 292 yards throwing the football yesterday, and he only missed 12 passes. He was 26 of 35. He did get the touchdown to Tolbert. And he's solid. And McCarthy is noticing that and was talking about Cooper Rush's performance.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be honest with you. Just coming into the game through the game plan, process with Brian Schottenheimer and the assistant coaches, we felt that he was going to have to play well. It was going to be very important for him to play well because of the pressure and just the overload schemes. And they stack it up against you in the run game, and they challenge you to throw it. And so tried to stay, true to the runs. It was ugly at times, but we were able to get some green grass throws off. Frankly, I wish I probably would have called more of them. But I thought we had a couple blitz, particularly there those last two series in the fourth quarter. We had a couple blitz adjustments that we didn't convert. And that the outcome may have been a little differently for us offensively, but it's football. They're a good team. They've been playing really well. I mean, I just their last 5 games. And I think I said this in the media session. I think it's one of the better teams that we played this year.
Wow, that's high praise for Tampa Bay. There's one of those kind of tough teams that they're not flashy, but they're physical, especially that defensive line. Not a lot of teams are able to run the football on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and obviously the Cowboys weren't able to do that either. But Cooper Rush, playing fantastic. And I saw a stat today that I don't know if anybody knows this, but I thought it was it's phenomenal. In just 13 NFL starts, Cooper Rush has already beaten Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Bryce Young, and Baker Mayfield. No other quarterback has beaten 4 Heisman-winning opposing starting quarterbacks within their first 13 starts. I mean, think about that. That's pretty good. And you look at those quarterbacks that we're talking about. I mean, Joe Burrow, the defense is horrible, but Burrow is a freaking magician. That guy yesterday was incredible.
Well, he did that like 2 years ago.
He's incredible. Jaden Daniels playing great. He played well yesterday, 5 touchdown passes. Bryce Young's playing better football now. They get a big win yesterday, knocked the Arizona Cardinals out of the playoffs. I hated it. Dude, can I just say this, Play? Kyler Murray sucks. Okay?
We got that in the group text, and I didn't know why, because he was leading a game-tying drive that was going to send this game to overtime. So the context of when I got this message versus what was happening in the game didn't make sense to me.
Well, here's what happens. I love my little box, right? So I can watch all of them. So when Kyler Murray threw that ridiculous interception late, I thought, well, it's over. It's done. It's all over. And so that's when I sent that out. And you and Minix both were like, what do you mean? It's tied. It's going to overtime. I'm like, what the hell? I had switched it over to the Washington-Philadelphia game.
Also, great game.
Yes. So I was like, what? And so, well, and it didn't work out because Arizona's defense was not good yesterday at all. Give credit to Carolina. But I just have to say that. Kyler Murray, not a fan. I'm just not. I
mean, we eventually got to the crux of your statement.
Well, of course, it's always about money, Pledge. But I'm just like, I'm like, Arizona needs this game. They have to. They can't lose. They lose, they're out of the playoffs. They're going to win this game. The spread, I think, was 4.5. I had it at 4.5.
But you don't say Baker Mayfield sucks.
I didn't have money on Baker last night.
Baker Mayfield also, needed that to keep them in front. Now they are trailing.
Yeah, now they've got work to do. Yeah, they've got some work to do.
And all they had to do was beat the lowly Cowboys.
I didn't have money on Tampa Bay last night.
So that's why Baker doesn't suck?
Yes.
That's why you're going to continue to champion Baker?
Well, I'm not championing Baker Mayfield. I'm not a huge fan of his either. But he's making a believer out of me. The guy has improved, and he looks like he's found a home in Tampa Bay. But I didn't have money on Tampa Bay yesterday, so at least yesterday Baker didn't suck. Next week he might. It's possible.
There's a good chance.
There's a chance he might suck. Damn. Crazy. But that's how, it's kind of how we roll, right?
I may be yelling Jordan Love sucks tonight.
Yeah?
There's a good chance. I'm projected to win my big money league and advance into the finals, but, it comes down to a 7-point lead for him and Josh Jacobs versus Green Bay's defense and Jordan Love for me.
Wow. Well, I won my game yesterday, beat our good friend Bob Ballou, so I'm in the championship game. So I'm either going to play Minix or another guy at Ken's 5. So Minix has got some work to do, but he does have Jacobs tonight.
I am trailing, and I had Saquon Barkley and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Wow. Okay. Well, and I won subpar game from Josh Allen. You know what helped me? Atlanta's defense. They had 2 pick sixes yesterday.
Dude, I'm going against Atlanta's defense.
Awesome. Mike McCarthy is going to keep his job. I just believe that he's going to keep his job. After the game, Jerry Jones, you'd have think that Mike McCarthy was like, I don't know, Santa Claus or something. He praised the guy.
Mike's an outstanding coach, and All I'm just proud that they got rewarded, and the team is playing at that level because he's got them coached up to play at that level, even though you realize that when you're not in those playoffs, then you can't get to the big one. But he's got this team, that's his good of emotional performance, effort performance, as I've seen us have, and I don't know what to compare it to.
He's absolutely right. I mean, for that team to go out and perform the way they did last night after knowing they had nothing left to play for but pride, and the way they performed last night against a team that had a lot to play for, it was just incredible. It was just incredible. So I agree with Jerry Jones on that statement. In fact, Jerry was praising all the coaches, not just McCarthy.
There's many things that have gone into us sitting here not in the playoffs, and you can start with me. And I'm not trying to be any way other than a lot of people contribute to it when you win, a lot of people contribute to it when you don't. Boy, give me that kind of effort, that kind of professionalism. Those guys came out and played as though they were fighting to in the championship game to go to the Super Bowl. So I can't tell you how proud of them and the coaching staff. It really shows me something.
Really shows me something. So can somebody tell me, is there any way that Mike McCarthy gets fired? Even if they lose to Philadelphia and Washington the last two games, Cowboys playing for pride. Yeah, they're at home. They want to play for pride, and they want to look good. But the fact that they knew they were already eliminated. It's one thing if you don't know, you're playing at the same time, and you don't know. But they knew before kickoff that they were done. It's all over. The Cowboys have an opportunity to finish with a winning record this year. If they win out, that's a big ask because they're playing a couple of pretty good teams that are battling for position themselves. But Philadelphia in Philly next week and then at home against Washington to finish the season. You win both of those things, you're 9-8. And that there's no way you could have convinced me that that was going to happen as the season began and we're 6 games in.
At San Francisco, I was like, they may have won as many games as they can at this point.
Yeah.
I was looking at that brutal stretch of the season and going, what, maybe Carolina?
Yeah, they rolled Carolina. But, yes, you're right. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a good coaching job. I'm not a huge guy to give a lot of credit to coaches, but I think in this respect, just the fact that locker room didn't bail on Mike McCarthy, knowing that he was a lame duck head coach. And they could have done anything, but they continue to play hard for this guy. And that tells me everything you need to know. And so I don't think Jerry lets him go. I think he gets an extension. Maybe it's a short one, but I think he gets an extension.
I know Micah doesn't like to inject himself into, whether McCarthy should be back or not, whatever. Dak has made it obvious he wants him back. But I wonder with the way this defense is playing now, as it seems like they're starting to figure things out, if he'll have a say in Mike Zimmer's return.
If who will? McCarthy?
Micah,
it could be. And I think absolutely. If you're going to sign him, and if that's what they're going to do, and I feel like that's what they're going to do, sure. But I think with the way this defense is playing, even Micah is smart enough to know that playing pretty well under Zimmer. Depends on Micah whether he likes the scheme or not. And it appears that he does because he's a game changer. I mean, you saw that again last night.
And he's never waffled on him either.
No.
Even when things were awful in the first few weeks of the season with Baltimore and New Orleans and the giving up 600,000 yards in 3 games. Like, even then, Micah never said a cross word about Zimmer or the scheme.
No, he never has. And keep in mind, and you pointed this out earlier, Micah missed 4 games. DeMarcus Lawrence probably not coming back this year.
Think so. May not be coming back, period.
He may not. He's a free agent after this year, so he could be gone. That is true. So we'll see what happens with McCarthy, but I'll throw this out too, and you might think I'm crazy, but it concerns me, and it should concern you as a Cowboy fan. How's Dak Prescott going to look when he comes back after 2 serious leg injuries? I mean, I think that is a legit concern, and I think that Jerry Jones needs to be thinking that too, and you need to go out and plan accordingly. If it's Cooper Rush, then sign him. And I think with what Cooper is doing, maybe he is the guy that you bring back. But Dak Prescott, 2 very serious leg injuries. I wouldn't just assume he's going to come back 100% and be the same quarterback he was 2 years ago. I'm just saying, maybe he will, but I'm just saying it is a concern, and it should be a concern. I don't think there's any question about that. Have you heard about this feud that's going on at ESPN between Kirk Herbstreit and Shannon Sharpe?
Nobody feuds with Kirk Herbstreit.
I'm telling you, Shannon Sharpe, in fact, is violently disagreeing and threatening Kirk Herbstreit. We'll talk about that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz. SportsStar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Friday night, December 27th at 9:30. The Aggies head to Cincy to take on the USC Trojans in the Las Vegas Bowl. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 8:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential, and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
JCPenney's Super Saturday sale has last-minute gifts and bigger savings for everyone. This weekend through Christmas Day, wrap up your list with our biggest doorbusters. Grab men's dress shirts and pants, now buy one, get one free, in-store only. Scoop up the coziest sweaters starting at $12.99 and get warm Sherpa throws for $14.99 each. Dash away with all the right gifts, all the right prices, all in the nick of time. JCPenney, make it count. Offers valid 12/20 through 12/25. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. C.J. Stroud, Christian McCaffrey, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale now at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale, January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs, and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and filled with last-minute gift ideas.
Shop early and save more.
Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back, I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, and Detroit's Cade Cunningham have been named Western and Eastern Conference Players of the Week by the NBA. For Wemby, it's the first one of his career. Tough weekend for the Houston Texans. Wide receiver Tank Dell done for the year after dislocating his knee and tearing the ACL on Saturday. And safety Jimmy Ward is going to have foot surgery. He is also out for the year. Texans take on Baltimore Christmas Day.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Happy Monday, everybody. It's Christmas week, the first day of Christmas week. Is it the first day of Christmas week, or did that actually start yesterday? I guess technically Sunday is the first day of the week, is it not? Saturday's the last day of the week. Sunday's the first day of the week.
I've never thought, I know some people consider Sunday the start of the week. I've never considered Sunday the beginning of the week. It's always the end of the week.
Well, it's always like the last...
because the seventh day he rested.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that the nomenclature? On the seventh day he rested, that's Sunday, that's the day of rest, that's the end of the week.
I suppose. I don't know what the official is, but I'm with you, Pledge. I like Sundays. You know, it's Sunday fun day, or chill day, or whatever it is you want it to be.
Well, football helps.
Yeah, well, of course it does, and that is quickly going by the wayside, unfortunately. But it's another big week of football. A couple of games on Wednesday. Spurs also play early Wednesday morning against the New York Knicks. So that'll be interesting. A lot of NBA action on Christmas Day as well. So it's going to be a good week. We got the NFL 2 games on Wednesday. You got another regular Thursday night scheduled game. I think that's Seattle and Chicago. A couple of games on Saturday again, and then a full slate on Sunday. So as we wind down, what I like about it is you know who the playoff teams are for the most part in the AFC. But it's the seeding that they can still battle for. Buffalo has a chance. They've got to win out and hope that Kansas City loses out. Probably not going to happen. So they're going to have to be relegated to the second seed most likely. Can you imagine having to go to Buffalo and playing a playoff game? The Houston Texans may have to do that, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. It's not going to be great.
No.
But the Texans are battling much bigger things than the opponents on their schedule right now.
Yeah, I tell you, it's sad for the Texans to have all of their all the injury problems that they're having this late in the season. And they've had all season for that matter. But
question.
Yeah.
Before we get into the headline blitz, is we're talking about the Texans. Diontae Johnson was just released by the Ravens.
Yes.
Odell Beckham Jr. was just released by the Dolphins.
Yes.
With all of the injuries that they've suffered with Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell, the receiving core is basically Nico Collins and a whole bunch of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you potentially go out and nab one of those guys?
I don't think I'd touch Johnson. He was just trouble. That's why the Ravens got rid of him, and,
sure.
and he didn't play well on top of it. But, yeah, and Odell Beckham, why not? I mean, the guy's still got to have something left in the tank for a couple of games, and I'm sure he'd love to go to a team like Houston that's got that is already in the playoffs, and I don't know. I wouldn't mind, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans don't do that. Will they do that, or I'm not sure how that works with this being Monday, so it's technically their Friday.
I mean, they're already locked in, so basically you're adding them to hopefully just have them ready for the postseason. Everything leading up to is just getting things in general. You're locked into your 4 spot.
Yeah.
You're not going up or down.
Right. So for Houston, that's a good thing. They can do whatever they need to do and rest people or whatever, because you're right. They're not going anywhere seating-wise. So I don't know. Why not? I mean, they're going to need somebody. Dell's done. So it's tough. It's tough for Houston, and I hate to see that for them. I really do. I mean that with all sincerity. But, it's the way that it is. Let's do the headline blitz. Play.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
This is the Headline Blitz. Have you heard the feud that is going around between Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Shannon Sharp, and the other guy? What the hell's his name? It's Stephen A. Jeez. The most famous guy of all of them, maybe. And
the one making the most money.
Yeah, absolutely. That is true. This all started Friday night in the game between Indiana and Ohio State. And apparently Sharp and Stephen A. on their show that day or the week leading up to this game already had Ryan Day, the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, fired. And they were looking for his replacement. So Herbstreit and Chris Fowler were actually talking about this on the broadcast Friday night.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll be happy tonight, be fired up about what the Ohio State team did. But God forbid they lose to Oregon. They may want to fire him again.
But that's not reality. I mean,
No.
That's the thing. When you hear pundits on this network and other places talk about that with certainty, it's nonsense, frankly. I mean, the public doesn't pull the trigger and get rid of the coach.
No.
The administrators do, and they're behind them.
Yeah. First Take tried to fire him. They thought he was done. So I'll be excited to see what they talk about on Monday after this performance. They had him out. They're trying to find replacements. But here he is. There he is. He's still got his hat on. He's still coaching.
I
was Herbie about to cry?
I don't know. But obviously he's a big Ohio State guy. I mean, he already got his heart broken, right? His kid's going to Michigan of all the places he could go.
I was about to say.
That's like being a big-time, player at the University of Texas, and your kid says, "No, I'm going to College Station." I mean, it's the same thing, right? So he's already had his heart broken, and now I'm guessing he's a big Ryan Day fan.
It's a tremendous punch in the gut.
See, he doesn't want him to to be fired. But, look, everybody's been calling for this because at Ohio State, if you don't beat Michigan, then that's a problem. And it's 2 years in a row now Ohio State has lost to Michigan. So that's a problem, and that's when Ryan Day's seat got a little hot. Well, all of this, the broadcast, and I'm sure that Sharp and Stephen A. were listening to the broadcast. He might have heard that right away. They responded, and I want you to keep in mind what Herb Street said. I'm not really sure that it deserved this kind of response.
Stephen, I'm going to let it slide. I'm going to be a good teammate. I'm going to let it slide. Everybody's at ESPN because had you not taken the route you taken, I would have lit their ass up. But I'm going to let it slide. You know what, guys? Congratulations, Ohio State. You won the game. But, hey, if we're going to be on the same team, if we're going to work for the same network, don't do that. Kurt, Chris Fowler, I promise you, if you ever mention anything, any platform that I'm on again and talking about, I wonder what they're going to say in negativity, I promise you, ESPN ain't got enough bosses to keep me off y'all for what I'm going to say. So I'm going to let y'all slide today. I'm going to turn it over to D.O. before I get myself in trouble. But don't play with me. Go ahead, D.O.
Damn. I got to follow? Go ahead. Man.
Now, I'm not sure exactly who Pete and Shannon's cornflakes this morning. But goodness gracious, I did not hear Herb Street or Chris Fowler say anything horrible that would elicit a violent response like we just heard from Shannon Sharp.
It'll be interesting to see what the guys tomorrow on First Take have to say about this.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is kind of. I mean, that was a pretty violent response to that. And look, if you're Shannon Sharp, you say things. You give your opinion. That's what you do for a living. It's what we do for our living here. You give your opinion. Some people agree, some people don't. But my goodness, all he was saying was, you said Ryan Day was going to be fired. You already had him fired, and he's obviously not fired. And now he's won a playoff game, and it's probably going to be okay.
And it was Stephen A. who was calling for his job, like win a national championship or, get out.
Yeah, well, and I get that. And if that's what Ohio State chooses to do, that's fine.
Which feels a lot like her hyperbole in the first place, though.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like any coach, right?
Sure.
Win a Super Bowl, you're fired.
But it's like the people calling for Mike Tomlin.
Who's calling for Mike Tomlin?
Everybody's called for Mike Tomlin over
the years, yeah, and he's stood the test of time.
But I mean, he's doing it without a quarterback. He consistently wins without a quarterback. Ohio State is consistently playing for national championships every single year.
You've got to beat Michigan, though. You have to. And that, I mean, it's a prerequisite. You know this. Those rivalries sometimes are more important than a national championship, for goodness sake. Well, it's true, though.
It's stupid.
Whether it's stupid or not, it's absolutely a fact. So, look, I don't know that Ohio State has enough. I mean, they've got to play Oregon again. Oregon, and this is going to be a grudge match.
They took Oregon to the wire in Oregon.
They did. They did. That was early, but we'll see what happens. Big test for Oregon, which I think is unfair to Oregon, quite frankly. They should be playing in Arizona State, for goodness sake. But it is what it is.
Arizona State won the conference.
Well, it is. I get that. Texas got the easiest road to the national championship of anything I've ever seen. It's crazy. But having said that, that should be a good football game. I'm looking forward to these. And Notre Dame, Georgia. Georgia is going to be without Carson Beck.
Mm-hmm.
He's not playing. He's done. So they go back with the guy that came in.
Stockton.
It's Stockton. Yeah, he looked pretty good.
He looked better than Beck.
Well,
against Texas.
You're exactly right. But what Georgia's going to have to rely on now is their defense. I mean, that defense is solid. They're going to have to rely on that against Notre Dame.
Is that a bad thing for them, though?
No, it's not. It's not. So Stockton's just got to manage the game. Don't turn the football over. If you can do that, Georgia's going to have a shot. But that'll be a good football game, too. I'm just not sure what to make of Arizona State. I know they're hot. They play well. But, again, I think when you get up against – it's kind of like Clemson with Texas. Texas just overmatched them physically. And I think Texas will do that to Arizona State as well. They're already a big favorite against Arizona State. So it's interesting. I'd like to see that Texas-Oregon matchup. That would be fun to see. That would be a lot of fun.
That is the scariest matchup that I can imagine out of everybody in the college football playoff. And that's including Georgia, who they've lost to twice.
Yeah, it would be fun to see that. So we'll see. But we'll continue to follow this little feud between Sharp and Kirk and Chris and Stephen A.
Or because this is First Take, was this all for clicks?
Are we clicking? I clicked.
You clicked. You sent it to me to have to click.
I clicked, and you clicked, and we all clicked. And we're all having a great time. It's Christmas week. We click. That's what we do. Oh, my goodness. We just kind of did a college football roundup a little bit, but keep in mind about, 13, 14, 15 minutes from now, Larry Hill, state champion, head coach Larry Hill of the Smithson Valley Rangers is going to join us here on the Blitz, and I can't wait for that.
Did you happen to watch the golf this weekend at all?
No, I didn't. But you know what? Tiger Woods' kid,
Charlie,
did something pretty special. He made a hole-in-one. Tiger didn't even see it. I think he was peeing up against a tree or something. I mean, honestly, I don't know where Tiger was, but he comes out, he just heard the crowd roar, and he must have been peeing on a tree over there or something. But this is interesting, and let's go ahead and do this, Pledge, because Tiger said, look, you make a hole-in-one, you got to do something.
You're buying for everyone out here. I'm broke. You're buying.
You're buying?
You're buying. Yes, buying. That's protocol. I'm making a hole-in-one. I'm broke. Everyone out here. Proud. A lot of people. Right on you, bud.
So Tiger's telling him, look, you got to buy round for everybody that's here. And Charlie says, I'm broke. Now, I don't know what kind of allowance Charlie gets from Dad, but Dad's certainly not broke.
Dad is not broke.
Dad is not broke and will never be broke. But Charlie, that was a pretty good response. And, I hear that from my kids, right? What are you going to do? Well, I'm broke. And they want money.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Charlie was saying, hey, Dad,
I'm broke.
I'll buy, but
I'm broke.
I need the credit card. I thought it was kind of funny. It was interesting.
Did you ever have one?
Never have.
Okay.
Have you?
No.
I've
never had to do this.
I've come close. I always thought you had to buy shoes for everybody.
No, I always thought it was you're buying rounds.
No.
I've heard your shoe thing that you talked about, but that's news to me.
Well,
to me, it's everyone in your group that was there to witness this, you're buying them around.
I've never had that happen. I've come really close before. Spurs tournament, this is years ago. Harley Davidson for a hole-in-one.
Oh.
I was that close.
So no Harley?
No Harley. I even had the person that's down there witnessing stand up.
I thought you were going to say I even had the leather jacket picked out that I was going to buy.
Me? No, I was going to sell that baby to whoever wanted it right then and there. Give me the money. So you pay the taxes on this thing. Hey, it was a big day in the NFL yesterday. A bad day for the Houston Texans, that's for sure. And some injuries to talk about that could affect the end of the season. We'll do that as we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's showtime. Let's do it. It's fun time. Here we go.
South Texas home of the 12-team college football playoff is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All of the matchups are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear every game on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh,
you don't say.
Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
You've got a Pepto predicament, festive feaster.
Who wants another slice of Grammy's famous pumpkin pie?
I do not. I think I need to lay down for a minute. You overdid it on all the family favorites, and now your stomach's throwing a Yuletide tantrum. Undo it with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can get back to the feast and the festivities.
Who's ready for some games?
When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and filled with last-minute gift ideas. At Mr. W Fireworks, we price our fireworks 50 to 80% lower than the other guys, with no hidden fees. So top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. Look for the W on our sign and know you are getting the best prices on fireworks, guaranteed. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
Merry Christmas!
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Don't miss the incredible last-minute deals at Target this week. With up to 50% off toys and great savings on clothing, tech, small appliances, floor care, and more, you can still save in the final days of the season. Plus, unlock more savings when you join Target Circle for free and enjoy exclusive deals with just one magical scan. But hurry, before these last-minute deals vanish. Save more on gifts this season. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
When you're injured in an accident, you shouldn't have to face it alone. At Thomas J. Henry, your fight is our fight. When you hire Thomas J. Henry, you will have a dedicated legal team fighting for your best interest every step of the way. We've given over $1 billion to our clients in just the past 4 years and have earned more than 12,000 5-star reviews on Google. Trust the firm that fights for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tended to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
Love this time of year, and I hope you're having a great Monday afternoon. It's got to be one of those Mondays that a lot of people are off today. The traffic today coming into the station was fantastic. I mean, it was like almost like a Sunday, for goodness sake. So I know a lot of people have the week off. Like my partner in crime over here, Jason Minix, he's taking the week off. But he's got family in town, so that's a good thing. So he's allowed to do that. Guy's the OG of this place, been around longer than anybody else. So he's got more vacation time than anybody else. That's the problem. But that's okay. We'll carry on without old Jason for a while, let him visit with his family. But I hope you're having a great day. I really do. And in the Christmas spirit, the Houston Texans are not in the Christmas spirit. Not at all. I keep looking at Pledge over here, and every time I bring up Tank Dell, he just kind of gets a sad look on his face. Not a good thing. And it was really sad to see that yesterday. Man, it was just a brutal-looking injury and dislocated knee, plus he tore the ACL as well. So he's got to have surgery, obviously, to fix that. We'll talk to the docs about that coming up later. We're going to do the docs from TSAOG today instead of tomorrow since it's Christmas Eve. So we'll talk to them about that and see what kind of recovery Tanks has to look through and do, and it's not going to be pretty, that's for sure. They've got a bunch of injuries. It's going to be tough for them, and they've got to get right back out there on Wednesday. So Jimmy Ward also hurt, done for the year. He's got to have foot surgery. So that's not a good thing. So Texans banged up as they head to the postseason. So we'll wait and see. Did you see the Lions yesterday? The trick play? They go into Chicago, and Chicago is pretty much done. But Detroit's not. They're still battling. They're battling the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, that Eagles loss yesterday it certainly helped them, but Minnesota still right there. So Detroit can't afford a loss. Going to Chicago, they take care of business. But there was a trick play. Jared Goff pretends like he stumbles and almost falls down. Well, it looked like, if you're just watching the game, that, well, I'll tell you what, I'll let you listen to the call because even the announcers were fooled.
Now Gibbs stumbled after taking the snap, but it doesn't matter. Connects with Laporta for a Lions touchdown. Even when something goes wrong, it goes right for the Detroit Lions.
It's really supposed to be Laporta, who's right there, that's going to kind of stumble out of there. And I wonder if that was a trick play, because now it looks intentional. You have Jahmyr Gibbs fake falling. You have Jared Goff fake stumbling, and then all of a sudden Laporta comes screaming out.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fake. I mean, it was a setup play. Dan Campbell explains the play in the locker room after the game.
I wanted to ask you specifically about the Laporta play. The stumbles there, was that a plan, kind of stumble with him and stumble with the running back, that setup there? Because it froze the defense and made Laporta open. I've never seen that before. You have a big smile, so I'm guessing it was. Just how deep does the...
It was, yeah, it was, listen, Ben, that was one of his brainchilds. And it started that way, and then we massaged it and worked it, and, you know, how do we make this thing better? And then, you know, just Goff and Gibby and Laporta, the O-line, making it work. So we cooked it all week, and they did a heck of a job. They really did.
When that works like that, just how much do you have? Just a smile on your face?
Yeah, I mean, those make you feel good, you know, because everybody's invested in it. It's fun. It's different. It's sound. You know, I know it sounds crazy, but it's sound. I mean, the thing did start as like dribbling the ball on the ground, you know, which and so that's the thing. That you have all those elements, and really everybody's involved in it. So, you know, they're all kind of accountable to it too. They want to make it work. So it was just great to see, and it was better than practice, you know.
It was outstanding, and it certainly fooled the Chicago Bears. I was reading an article that Jared Goff was quoted in, and he said when Ben Johnson first came to him about doing that, he said, "Can you fumble the ball and pick it up?" And Goff said, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that."
I think that's what he meant when he said it started out as dribbling the ball.
Yes. And so I thought, so that's why it evolved into the fake stumble. And you notice Gibbs played along too. He fell down. So everybody was in on that. That was great. It was a great play. And big Detroit fan. I hope they do well. But that's going to be something, man. They meet against Minnesota-Detroit, final game of the regular season. Final game of the regular season in Detroit, by the way, because Detroit's already beat Minnesota in Minnesota. So that could be for all the marbles. Speaking of all the marbles, the Smithson Valley Rangers played for that on Saturday, and they got to collect their marbles and go home. Their head coach is Larry Hill, longtime head coach, legend at Smithson Valley High School. He's going to join us to talk about the joy of winning a state championship title. He's going to do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I want to tell you about Stevens Roofing. Been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now. Really proud to do so. Look, family-owned company, local company, and your roof covers your home. It covers your family. It covers everything that you hold dear. You got to have a reliable roofer you can trust. You can trust Stevens Roofing. It doesn't matter what kind of project it is. Commercial project, yeah, they can handle that. Residential, obviously. But they can put a metal roof on your house if you want that. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. All you have to do is give them a call, 210-785-0994. Stevens now, though, is in the solar business as well. And everybody's looking to save a little bit of money. So if you've been thinking about going solar, well, Stevens Roofing is the place to call. Look, solar panels are increasingly affordable. You can save money on your monthly utility bills. They'll often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on if the grid goes down. There is a chance, according to some reports we've read, that could happen this winter into January and February. You call Stevens Roofing, you can get that taken care of, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So if you're looking for roofing or solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
Nope.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian?
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
All right. Greg?
Not feeling it.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Jeffrey?
Oh, love that one.
Wait, really?
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
The South Texas RV Super Sale is back at Expo Hall to Freeman, and boy, do we have a great show this year. Our dealers are loaded with RVs, and they're making deals. A full array of Class A, B, and C motorhomes, gigantic fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. So go on over to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com and buy tickets in advance. No need to wait in line. We'll see you Thursday, January 2nd through Sunday the 5th at Expo Hall. The South Texas RV Super Sale is back. Doors open daily at 10. SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist?
You don't say.
Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
JCPenney's Super Saturday sale has last-minute gifts and bigger savings for everyone. This weekend through Christmas Day, wrap up your list with our biggest doorbusters. Grab men's dress shirts and pants, now buy one, get one free, in-store only. Scoop up the coziest sweaters starting at $12.99 and get warm Sherpa throws for $14.99 each. Dash away with all the right gifts, all the right prices, all in the nick of time. JCPenney, make it count. Offers valid 12/20 through 12/25. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix taking the Christmas week off. But a man that could have, well, he's doing a lot of shopping right now because he couldn't take a lot of time off. He was very busy winning a state championship. Joining us via the Buyers Barricade guest line is state champion head football coach of the Smithson Valley Rangers. Oh, my goodness. That's got a great ring to it, Larry Hill, does it not?
Yeah, I like the way that sounds. We've been waiting a while to hear it.
Well, Coach, I tell you what a tremendous season you had. Tremendous season for your football team and a great football game on Saturday. You guys play the way that Larry Hill's Smithson Valley Rangers always play, just solid all the way around.
Well, I thought, obviously we'd take a win in the last game any way we could get it, fluke or accident or whatever. But the way we did it, the way our players performed, like you said, just very solid, strong defense, no turnovers on offense, opportunistic. I think we're +2 in turnovers and really good kicking game, and then took over in the third and fourth quarters. So, if you could script it, that's how it would go. Doesn't always go that way, but very gratifying to get the win and do it in that manner.
Larry Hill joins us. He's a head football coach at Smithson Valley. Just won a state title. You guys beat Highland Park 32-20. And when you're looking at Highland Park, Coach, and you're preparing for them, that's a really good football team, isn't it? No doubt. I mean, they're storied tradition that goes all the way back to the 1930s, and then of course in more recent times, coached by Randy Allen, who's he's maybe the epitome of high school football coaching in Texas. He'll end up being the winningest coach ever before he retires. So to be able to play that caliber opponent, which you would expect to play against in the finals, but against that. That well-coached team, that team with that much tradition, and basically in their backyard, they didn't have to deal with travel and hotels and everything. They just got to drive up the road and play. So, to be able to win it against, in a setting like that, against an opponent like that was pretty special. Coach, you guys have been to the state championship game before, but just haven't been able to get over the hump. What was the feeling like for you when you finally knew this is it, we got it done? Yeah, it was a little mixture of relief, a little bit a mixture of joy, obviously, and
and the feeling that, today was our day. We've been there 4 previous times to the last game, and we've lost it every way you can lose it. We lost it in overtime. We've lost it on the last play of regulation. We've been beaten soundly a couple of times. Just hadn't found a way to break through. And Saturday we did. And it was very gratifying, not just for our team and our coaches, but for the community of Smithson Valley.
I would imagine that the community of Smithson Valley right now is just over the moon, just thrilled and celebrating, and those kids. And I know, look, you've been coaching a long time, high school football, and it's nice for you, obviously, but I know you like how those kids are feeling right now.
Oh, no doubt. What a great group of young men, and not a team of superstars. We signed no one in the December signing day period. Most teams that win it have 3, 4, maybe as many as 8 or 10 guys who've signed or will sign. And we have some good, solid high school football players that play well together, and I think buy into our style of play. They, we suffered a couple of setbacks early in the season, non-district game, a district game, and, never wavered, just kept showing up and kept getting better. And I thought, to do this, you've got to be peaking at the right time. And I thought we were definitely playing our best football toward the end of the year.
Visiting with Smithson Valley head football coach Larry Hill, who just won a state championship on Saturday afternoon. And, Coach, when do you know, when you're watching your club and you obviously see these guys improving and playing and clicking and getting what you want them to get, when do you know that this team is special and they've got a real shot?
For me, I thought midseason, and where we had incurred a few losses, just watching their response to that throughout the open week and in the weeks to come, rather than hang their head or droop their shoulders, they just kept getting better and better and better and better. And it was incremental. You don't, when you're playing at a pretty high level already, you don't jump up leaps and bounds. You just get, and they were getting better at subtle things, takeaways on defense, making big plays in the punt return game, just to use that as an example, cutting turnovers down, making big plays in the throwing game and the run game, just things that maybe aren't, as measurable to the outside world. This team is becoming a complete ball club, and we're going to have a chance to make a run.
Well, you certainly did that, beating Highland Park on Saturday, 32-20, 5A Division I state championship. 34 years at Smithson Valley. Am I accurate on that, Coach?
32 at Smithson Valley, yeah, and then 10 years prior to that at a couple of different schools as an assistant and a head coach for 2 years. So, but 32 here at Smithson Valley.
Coach, I don't know if you remember, but I remember when Smithson Valley opened, and you and I did the Larry Hill show. You remember that?
I do, and it was a radio show, and I think you and I might have been the only ones that knew the show existed. But I sure enjoyed taping it with you every week. That was fun, and that brings back some good memories.
Well, it sure does. It sure does. And Larry, just the success that you've had at Smithson Valley, and let's face it, you're an institution at that high school. People love you there. I know the kids that have graduated and gone on all say great things about you. To be a part of a community like Smithson Valley for as long as you have, how special is that?
It's very special, and I don't take it for granted. It's my wife and I's home. It's where we've raised our sons. It's where we've wanted them to play ball in that program, and it's it's a special place when so many former players come back here and bring their wives and their children here and want their kids to go to school here. And my 6 grandchildren go to school here, and or will go to Smithson Valley High School one day. And it's a unique place. If you know anything about it, if people know anything about it, there's not a town, there's not a town square, there's not a downtown business district. I mean, it's a high school out in the middle of the country road. And but the school and its activities are the rallying point for our 2-3 communities that feed into us. And it's kind of become the pulse of it all, and I'm tickled to be a part of it.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Now, Coach, I've known you for a long time. Obviously, you're an emotional guy, but you make sure that things are done the way that you want them to do. I just have to ask this question. Once the clock sounded, you win the game, you get that elusive state championship. I mean, you're an emotional guy. Was there a tear or two shed?
Yeah, there might have been. Tried to cover them up and blink as hard as I could to kind of keep from that. And, I think a reporter or two after the game referenced my mom and dad, who we've lost in the last year or two, and how they would feel about it, and of course thinking about all those former players, many of whom were at the game, and a lot of them were watching on TV if they weren't there, and how close they had been to doing this, and but yet supporting this team. And I've told several people that I felt like our team stood on the shoulders of our former players who'd had near misses and who had showed them the way to play in big time games. And it was a victory for them as well as our entire Smithson Valley community. So yeah, it was hard not to get emotional about it when you think about it that way.
Now, Coach, you don't have a lot of time to rest up. You're going to be coaching the All-Star game. Am I correct about that?
Yes, we're selected to coach the West squad in the All-American game that's in the Alamo Dome. When it came to San Antonio 25 years ago, I was the coach, and I think they're kind of playing to that theme a little bit, 25-year, and so let's bring back the old guy who did the first one, I guess, or something like that. But so yeah, and I'm excited to get to use a couple of guys on my staff and local head coaches as well, which they don't normally do. They use coaches from around the country, but they allowed me to do that, and to have guys work with guys who we've gone against or know or peers and that we know are great coaches. T.P. Miller over at Johnson, Joe Hubbard out at East Central, David Sines from Steele, and Sean McAuliffe, has come back to this area. He's out at Canyon, and J.D. Zimmerhansel doing great stuff over there at Davenport. So the other neat part, along with two guys from my staff, is getting a chance to work with those guys, as well as the honor of just coaching the game.
But, well, no doubt. I mean, all-star players, but that's an all-star coaching staff, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be fun.
It is, and those are guys whose work I've admired and others have admired, and to get a week working with them, that'll be as special as coaching those kids.
And I would assume just you want to win the game, obviously, and you're going to coach like you always do. But it's got to be a little bit of fun too, I would think, having the talent that you're going to be able to coach.
Yeah, having been involved in the game before. Last time I was the head coach with Vince Young, Haloti Nagata, a couple of guys, that whole. I think we had 13 of our players were from Texas, and I think 8 of them signed with UT, played on a national championship team a few years later, and a bunch of them have gone on to play in the NFL, and we had them all together for that week. So I imagine there'll be similar stories this year.
Well, I would imagine Vince Young then maybe owes that national championship to you a little bit.
Well, I've reminded him of that when I've seen him a couple of times. Go up there and watch spring training, and it was neat though. I think there were 8 of them that signed with Texas, and when I'd go watch them in the spring, we kind of get together and reminisce about that week a little bit, and they thought it was very cool, and as did I. And of course, we were ecstatic to see them go ahead and punch their ticket a few years later.
Yeah, we're visiting with Larry Hill, the head football coach at Smithson Valley High School. State championship that they brought home to Smithson Valley after beating Highland Park on Saturday 32-20. And Coach, not that I'm trying to put a timetable on it, but have you ever thought about hanging up the whistle?
Well, at my age, I get asked that a lot, and and so I don't know, when that'll come exactly. I'm looking for, something a little easier, where that you don't have a schedule and you don't have to work very hard and make a living. Sports journalism, something like that.
Exactly.
But I don't know, Joe. I'm not to be evasive, but I mean, obviously that day will come at some point, and I don't know if it's now or down the road or how far down the road. But one of these days, I'm sure they'll ask for my whistle. They didn't ask today, so for sure going to finish today.
Absolutely, and they're not going to ever ask for it, Coach. You know that.
Well,
you're going to coach there as long as you want to. I don't think there's any question about that. And by the way, there's always a chair here for you anytime you want to come be on the radio every day.
Well, I figure Minix does it, so how hard can it be?
Exactly.
You know?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
The problem is he's wrong all the time, so at least you'd be right some of the times.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, good deal. Well, I appreciate it, Joe. So,
well, Larry, I appreciate you.
Okay.
I do.
Thank you, and
thanks for jumping up on it. And go get your Christmas shopping done. Will you do that?
I need to, but it looks like a lot of other people have the same idea when I was in that store. They didn't seem to care what happened Saturday. You get your tail at the end of the line like everybody else. And I didn't get any special favors. So.
No special favors. Larry Hill, thank you so much. Congratulations. I tell you what, everybody that I've talked to since that game on Saturday is just thrilled for you and thrilled for the Smithson Valley community. So congratulations. Enjoy this.
I will. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much. Larry Hill, the head football coach at Smithson Valley High School, state champion. He got it, and I am just thrilled for Larry Hill. And I know Jason is, and everybody here, James, is thrilled for Coach Hill, and he's just he's an institution in high school football around these parts, there's no doubt. All guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest lines. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. That game was incredible. I didn't get a chance to see much of it, but I've gone back and looked. And Smithson Valley, doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter the brand of players that are there. They always play the same. And Larry Hill you're going to do it his way. I mean, there's just no other way to do it. And you know that, right? You played for Larry Hill, didn't you?
And I was talking with him before he came on. I was like, it's the most Ranger stat I've ever heard following that game. They have one penalty accepted, and it was only accepted because they wanted it accepted because it was a delay of game penalty to take every second off the clock. It was the most Smithson Valley thing I'd have ever seen.
They are the most disciplined football team of anybody. This is no disrespect to anybody else. But Larry Hill just demands that, and his players respect him for that. And if you want to win, then you're going to do it. You're going to do it Coach Hill's way, and that's just the way it is. They finally got one. They had been to 4 others and could not bring home the hardware, but they got it done this time. And I'm thrilled for the guy. I'm just happy for him and everybody in the Smithson Valley community. So congratulations, you guys. Have a Merry Christmas and enjoy this win. It is certainly a good one. We've got some tickets to give away. We talked to Larry about the Navy All-American game and the San Antonio All-Star game. They're back-to-back. And if you buy tickets to that, you can see both games. But you're going to have an opportunity to win a family 4-pack to the Navy All-American Bowl and the San Antonio Sports All-Star football game. You see the area's top high school senior players in the San Antonio Sports All-Star football game presented by Valero and the Navy All-American Bowl. 2 games, 1 ticket. The family 4-pack also includes 4 free Whataburger coupons. You can't beat that. What a great way to break up both games, right? You have a Whataburger in between. Why don't you be caller number, I don't know, how about number 9 right now at 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Caller number 9 gets a 4-pack of tickets to the Navy All-American Bowl and the San Antonio Sports All-Star football game. Jason Minix will be working both of those games on the radio, so take your radio with you. Caller number 9, you will get those tickets. Mike McCarthy had a press conference today. We're going to hear from the coach of the Dallas Cowboys when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, is available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code ALAMO and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code ALAMO on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
When you're injured in an accident, you shouldn't have to face it alone. At Thomas J. Henry, your fight is our fight. You will have a dedicated legal team fighting for your best interest every step of the way. We've given over $1 billion to our clients in just the past 4 years and have earned more than 12,000 5-star reviews on Google. Trust the firm that fights for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Good day for the UTSA Roadrunners today. They won the Myrtle Beach Bowl. They beat Coastal Carolina 44-15. Second straight bowl win for the Runners. Quarterback Owen McCown, 23 of 30, 254 yards, 1 touchdown. He was named as the performer of the game. Spurs, they're in Philadelphia tonight to take on the Sixers. Spurs have moved 2 games over 500 at 15-13, right in the middle of the playoff conversation. Tip at 6:30.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
But we're having a great day today, and it is officially, if you consider Monday the beginning of the week. I've had somebody on YouTube say, no, actually Saturday is the end of the week. Sunday's the first day of the week. So I'm not sure what the official start of the week is. Now, when you're talking work week, obviously, it's Monday, right? For most people. I know some people work on the weekends. I get that. But for most people, the start of the work week is on a Monday. So I'm not sure how that thing goes, right? Because I've always been told that Sunday's kind of the official first day of the week. Saturday's the end. So I don't know. And maybe I'm putting too much thought into this. I'm going to give myself a headache over here, putting too much thought into it. But it is what it is. So it's Monday. If you have to work today, I'm sorry. Pledge and I have to work today, so it's okay. It's not a big deal. A lot of people didn't, because I'll be honest with you, it was a great drive over here today. From my house, driving here to the radio station, there was no traffic at all. None. Did you have traffic coming in, Pledge?
Yeah, I had traffic this morning.
You did?
Yeah. This is like 10:30 in the morning. There was a lot of people, I'm guessing, out and about shopping, things that you and I are going to have to battle through at some point.
Yes, tomorrow. I'll be there. I'll be somewhere.
Mike McCarthy also worked today.
Getting some stuff. He did work today. Well, that's just kind of what he has to do. Right? I mean, that's what football guys do. And he's got his press conference with the Dallas Cowboys. And let's hear from the coach.
Maybe more. Dallas Morning News. You talked before about how you felt the end of your first season here provided a bit of a springboard going into that next season and establishing your culture and getting everyone on board. Do you see some similarities with, I know you said that's a message you have to get across every year. Are you starting to see some similarities this year with how this team is finishing the season? Understanding the 2 games.
Comparing to year one?
Well, just as far as the message taking root with younger players and that sort of thing.
Definitely. I mean, you never really, fully, know where you are until you go through, the highs and lows of a season with any of your teams. And obviously the first-year players are the ones that that have the biggest adjustment. But yeah, it's hard to compare anything to the first year, just because of everything that went on with the pandemic, and we just had things that thankfully we hopefully never have to deal with again. So, but yeah, I think clearly culture, and it's something that's it's never the same. It's moving one direction or the other. So. And that's just why you got to just keep investing in it, and as new people come into your space, there's an education and a re-education process that you're always going through, and I think it clearly helps you when you go through the adversity of a season.
And I know in this stretch you've lost so many players, and we've talked to you about the guys who have stepped up, but some of your star players, how they persevered through this, such as like CD and Micah. What have you seen from them in this stretch?
Well, I mean, CD's just battles every. Name that tune. That's nice. I would have expected Christmas music, but we'll move forward. No, CD's been incredible, just week in and week out, to battle through and still, carry the role and the responsibility that he has for our offense. Mike obviously missed some time, but since he's been back, just the impact and really that, the opportunities he creates for others too. boy, it'd be nice to see some holding calls, but other than that, he's not being critical, just an observation. But no, he's definitely made a huge impact since he's come back from the ankle injury.
Clarence Hill, All City DLLS. You guys? You talked about Michael coming back, but the defense has steadily improved, and you continue to have guys out. I know it's next man up is what you talk about, but still you missing guys. And what's been the key to the dramatic improvement on defense?
Oh, I just think it's a combination of things. I think clearly the connection, the understanding is so much higher than we were early in the season. And I think just like anything on offense or defense, it starts in the run game. We've been able to, the run defense has really improved. Where Mike's been able to, get to the pressure packages and I just think our guys are playing with so much more energy. Is that just me or? Okay, yeah. It's not the sun. Let's not start that. We're well past that.
So. They're playing with more energy because they're more comfortable.
Confidence. Yeah, I mean, confidence is the fuel that makes all this thing. I mean, when you win, that's you don't win games not being confident. So yeah, I mean, just the confidence and the everyday and the understanding. And like I said, this team has done a really good job of staying after it. During the preparation parts of it, and the improvements come weekly. And defense is a good example of that.
Mike Todd Archer with ESPN. Beyond his on-field stuff, what does Jordan Lewis mean to this team?
Stud, just a stud of a man, stud of his personality. I just love his combativeness, his toughness, and he's the same every day. I mean, he just wears it on his sleeve. And that's you could arguably say it's the biggest play that we've had this year. That was just such an incredible interception, particularly at that time in the game. But that's Jordan Lewis every day, and that's what he means to our football team.
And then with Leafau and the green dot, have you given it to a rookie much before? Do you remember?
God.
How do you do with him on all that stuff?
No, he's doing a really good job. I think just the way, Mike has, brought him along, just first getting comfortable, in the sub, then the base, and so I think the process of him not have to do it, right out the gate was obviously very important. But I think he's done a really good job.
You're listening to the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What is there to still play hard for? And obviously the team did that yesterday. Is that something that you should just expect from professional athletes, or do you think that there's something particularly about this team of why they wouldn't give in on something like that?
No, I think it's definitely, specific to our football team. I think it's important to play the right way each and every week, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard to win a game in this league, regardless of the circumstances of where you are in the playoff picture. But it's your pride is on display. Each and every time you step out onto that field, and pride matters. And I thought our men reflected that last night.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Buccaneers. You've coached against him. Now you've been with him this year. Considering what he hasn't had, is this one of his better coaching jobs in terms of just getting guys going every week?
Yeah, definitely. I think just like anything, you're always looking for progress. It's unfortunate that we didn't, squeeze out of a couple of those games early, because we definitely had some opportunities. But the one thing I've always looked for, and it's part of the training regiment, as far as how you schedule, how you train, how you try to build a rest recovery. You try to do everything you can to get the team to play its best football at the end of the year. So, and we're doing that right now. I think we've played really good football here the last month. And we need to finish it. We need to finish it these next 2 weeks. We've got 2 division games, and because this will help everybody, players, coaches, pay it forward, because that's what you have to do to win it all in this league. You got to play your best football coming out, in December going into January. So, that's definitely an experience we could draw from.
I'm impressed with you that Mike was able to get those 2 young linebackers, Nick and Maris, to play almost the majority of the game last night.
Yeah, definitely. Nick's, just what he's done, just the whole year. He's done a nice job on special teams, just with the practice regimen. But, Marist is, he's a special young man. I mean, it's you can see that just the energy that he brings and, his understanding and comfort's only going to improve and get higher as the more he plays. So he definitely has impactability and gives you a nice dimension, from the inside linebacker position, because he's obviously can get out and play on the edge, and he's done that in college. He's has that capability of doing it here for us also.
Josh.
Mike, Josh Tolentino, Lone Star Live. In the fourth quarter yesterday, how do you kind of balance clock management, time of possession when you're within Brandon's range, but you opt to punt and play defense there, up 2 scores?
Within his range?
Yeah.
What is his range? We're still trying to figure that out. So, no, I think just like anything, there's more factors in going for the long field goal. Also, you got to play the other side of it. But I think clearly the decision, and it ended up being the right decision, just the confidence that I had in the way our defense was playing.
And then just
You're listening to the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
where he knocks 3 from 50 plus.
I mean, I think Brandon's numbers, really speak for themselves. I can't tell you how consistent he's been since he's been here, and just the way that the football comes off his foot so consistent. And obviously we have a ton of confidence in him, and he made all the kicks and the opportunities, and he makes a 58-yarder look pretty easy.
Ed.
Mike Edwarder, WFAA. Because it's so unusual for someone of your stature to work the final year of a contract, and out of sensitivity, it's not asked of you often, but Jerry offers his opinion when he's asked about it all the time. As you get toward the end of the season, how eager are you to have some kind of resolution personally?
Eager? I do believe in time and place, and this is not the time or the place for me to speak on it. Really, my focus is more about the staff. Their concern is higher for me, because change is something that happens in our league, all the time, and it's part of the it's part of this industry, and I understand that. But I am at a different point in my life, but I'm more focused on them, and I know that the best way to help everybody is to take care of what's in front of us, and that's why the commitment, the pride, and in the road that we now have to go because of what happened yesterday. So I think it benefits everybody for me just to stay on course.
Joe.
Joe Hoyt, All City Dallas. You talked about Nick Vigil earlier. He's a guy that's been limited in practice a lot, or didn't practice a lot, and was able to obviously play a lot yesterday. Just what does he have to do to be able to play, and then how just reliable has he been to have a guy like that behind Eric that you can?
Yeah, it's unique without a doubt. I mean, I've gone through it with veteran players in the past. You've seen it. I can remember the first player I watched go through it, offensive tackle by the name of Glenn Parker. Just what he went through each week to play back in the 90s. So it's remarkable what these men do on a weekly basis. If you'd have been in the training room this morning, you just that was a physical football game last night. So, and it was definitely reflected, just the way our guys were going through the treatments and so forth. So, but yeah, it's what Nick does is unique, and I think it's also a credit to the medical and training staff and Mike Zimmer, and just we know what we need to do to get him ready, and and also put John Fossil in that conversation also, because Nick's been an outstanding contributor for us on special teams.
Earlier this season, we talked about turnovers and kind of the lack of generating compared to the year before. Obviously, that's changed. Last night, you guys had 2 literal takeaways. How much you talked about confidence earlier with the defense? How much does that confidence maybe also play into turnovers and kind of forcing it?
It's a big part of it, and I'm a huge believer. You get what you emphasize. We've really cranked it up because it wasn't where it needed to be early in the year. We taking care of the football is part of that conversation, and that's critical to winning. Stats really speak for themselves. But I thought our guys flew around and were clawing at the ball. Not only the ones that we did get, but also I thought our takeaway opportunities were where they needed to be, because you got to get yourself in position first, and the more shots you have at the plate, the more you're going to get. So we're definitely doing a much better job in that area right now.
Mike McCarthy, the head football coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and pretty happy guy today after a big win last night over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What does his future look like in Dallas? Has he done enough as a Cowboy fan? Has Mike McCarthy done enough to warrant an extension, a new contract? And would that excite you moving forward as a Dallas Cowboy fan? How about Mike Zimmer? Same thing. Well, Jerry Jones has some things to say about his coaching staff after last night's ball game. We'll hear from Jerry coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas College Football Headquarters. Wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, if you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your heater, your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number, 651-5899. And at Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. And this time of year, you got a lot of family in town. Your toilet's working overtime. You're doing a lot of cooking in the kitchen. You got plumbing issues, call Quartermoon. They will get you taken care of 24/7, even on the holidays. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. Whether it's a faucet leak or a leak in your slab, no commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899 is the number, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Gomez Law Firm is one of the most trusted names in personal injury law across the state of Texas. We have Jose here with the Gomez Law Firm to share what makes working with your firm different than others in the area.
You know, we pride ourselves as being an open line of communications. We don't have an automated service. You're not going to ever dial our phone number and get some robot on the other line. You're always going to get a person 24/7. Our principal office is here in San Antonio. Mr. Gomez was born and raised here, practicing law here in San Antonio in his community for 50 years. There are not many attorneys that can say that.
thank you to the Gomez Law Firm for continuing to fight for our community. The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio.
If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm.
Visit joegomezlaw.com. That's joegomezlaw.com for one of the most trusted names in personal injury.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
South Texas College Football Headquarters. The most wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.
Appreciate you spending part of your day with us here on 94.1. What a day it's been. Jeff Traylor calls in after a big win from UTSA. Love that, talking about the game today. And then Larry Hill, the head football coach at Smithson Valley High School, who just brought home a state championship title. That plaque was nice, and he's holding it up, and well-deserved for Coach Hill and all the folks out at Smithson Valley. So it's been what a great day it has been. So, look, Larry Hill can coach as long as he wants. Nobody's going to ever tell that man to get off the sidelines. He's just done too much for that program, and he can stay as long as he wants. Mike McCarthy, on the other hand, is a guy that, 6 weeks ago we all thought there's no way he's coming back. It'd be impossible for that guy to come back. No way. Jerry will give him an extension. And there were a lot of reasons why. Jason and I would talk about it. Pledge as well. We'd talk, and it's not going to be exciting for the players. They need something else. They need a change. Well, if you still felt that way before last night's game, then you probably don't feel that way anymore. Last night's game showed me that Mike McCarthy not only has that locker room and the respect of those football players. Now he's got the respect of the owner, Jerry Jones. Not that he didn't have it, but certainly he has it. When you see a football team that knew going into that game they were out of the playoff chase, and yet they put on a performance the way they did last night against Tampa Bay, who needed a win to hang on to first place over Atlanta in that division. So it was a hell of a win, and the defense came up sparkling. They were spectacular last night. Cooper Rush had a great game last night. And I thought it was funny because Mike McCarthy was asked, and apparently right after the game was over, Jerry met McCarthy, went into the locker room, and gave him a big hug. Well, Mike McCarthy was asked about that hug in last night's press conference.
That's common. Jerry hugs me all the time. I don't know why it's such a big deal, but it's late. But it's winning's hard. I mean, this is it's a partnership. So yeah, we just talked about the game, and Just what a great effort it was, from the players and coaches, and just how proud he is of the team.
I wonder, did he talk about that while he was still hugging him, like whispering in Mike's ear? Is that kind of the hug that it was? No, I'm sure it wasn't, but they did hug. It was kind of cool, and so he was asked about it after that. Look, I don't think there's any question in it. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't think it would shock me if something happened between now and the end of the season when it comes to Mike McCarthy, because you don't have to wait. You can get that done. We'll see. And with Jerry, you never know. I mean, he may wait until, who knows, the season begins. I mean, you just don't know what this guy's ever going to do. But I tell you what, Jerry Jones was certainly very happy with Mike McCarthy after last night's game.
Mike's an outstanding coach, and I'm just proud that they got rewarded and the team is playing at that level because he's got them coached up to play at that level, even though you realize that when you're not in those playoffs, then you can't get to the big one. But he's got this team, that's as good of emotional performance, effort performance as I've seen us have, and I don't know what to compare it to.
It was, and that's just what is so fascinating about that. It was just, and when I'm watching, it's almost like, man, this team, the Cowboys looked like they were playing for a playoff spot last night, even though they knew they couldn't get it done. Mike Evans even said as much after the game. He said they're the team that looked like they were fighting for a playoff spot, not us. And that's pretty sad when you are fighting for one and you need every win. Not that Tampa Bay's completely out of it, but they certainly made the road a little bit more difficult on themselves by losing that game last night. What about Mike Zimmer, though? Our good friend R.J. Ochoa today, I saw a tweet from him talking about Mike Zimmer should come back. I mean, what he's done with that defense, and last night the defense was spectacular. It simply was spectacular. Well, Jerry not only praised Mike McCarthy, but he praised all the coaches.
There's many things that have gone into us sitting here not in the playoffs, and you can start with me. And I'm not trying to be any way other than a lot of people contribute to it when you win, a lot of people contribute to it when you don't. Boy, give me that kind of effort, that kind of professionalism. Those guys came out and played as though they were fighting in the championship game to go to the Super Bowl. So I can't tell you how proud of them and the coaching staff. It really shows me something.
That statement right there really shows me something, and that statement tells me that Mike McCarthy's coming back. And it wouldn't surprise me if Mike Zimmer is signed as well. All of those guys, that last statement really shows me something. And we all talked about, the Cowboys are going to have to win out. They're going to have to do something special. Well, I think last night was that something special. Now, they've got two tough games coming up against Philadelphia and Washington. Philly's on the road. Washington's back at Jerry World. And I mean, unless they just bomb those two games, and I can't imagine that they would the way they're playing right now, then I think Mike McCarthy's back. And you get him signed, you get him done, and then you move on about the season and start worrying about Micah Parsons. But I think Mike McCarthy's back. And I think last night might have been the final straw that said, I'm impressed, and you're coming back. And that's just the way that's going to be. So Jerry Jones very happy, obviously, and he hasn't had a lot to be happy about from football games at Jerry World this year. But he was happy last night.
But and I can already see I can see it in the chat right now from Tom Z, and I can hear it just from the overwhelming majority. So now we're just proud of people for playing hard.
That's obviously not true, but
that's enough for a contract extension.
Well, no, what's enough for a contract extension is the fact that this team hasn't quit on Mike McCarthy when they could have. And even going into last night's game, and I'll give you an example. Look at the Chicago Bears. Look at the New York Giants. Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have I'm sure they feel great today after their coach called a bonehead timeout, and they lose to the freaking Las Vegas Raiders, who probably hurt themselves by winning that game. I mean, they're after a quarterback. They're after Shedeur Sanders. They hurt themselves by losing or winning that game. teams quit. It's human nature, I think. But, Tom, to your point, they shouldn't because they're still getting a paycheck, and they got to play for film. But I'm impressed. I am impressed knowing that, even knowing that. And Mike McCarthy told us after the game, knowing that they were out of the playoffs, it was a punch in the gut. It was.
Definitely. I mean, before the game, it was a real punch in the gut, to say the least. Just because of the way that the Washington-Philadelphia game went. But you just kind of take that moment to sit back and watch, and watch how the guys warmed up, watch the interactions in the locker room, and it wasn't much different than a normal game. So, and then you just want to keep your mind in it too, and stay focused. I just love the way our team plays. I just can't say enough about the locker room. Their pride, their character, their toughness, resiliency.
It happens all the time. Teams give up on a coach. They want to change, and they can make some of that happen. Now, some of the players can't. They've got to play hard because their futures are riding on it. The star players, though, they know that they have that kind of sway, that kind of pull. And if they wanted to quit on a guy, then they could very well quit on a head coach and force the owner to change things. And that's what's happening. Brian Daboll, there's no way he survives, is there? I just can't imagine that he survives after the team, with the way that they are just quitting on him.
Oh, Daboll's gone. Doug Peterson's gone.
I can't believe Doug Peterson's not gone yet.
Exactly. But, I mean, across the league, I could see a ton of coaches that are getting blown out this coaching cycle. I think Pierce could be done in Las Vegas.
I think he is. I think he is done.
And remember, he was a guy that the guys played hard for, which led to him getting the job last year.
But he was never the guy. I don't think he was ever the guy that they thought about long term.
But we do see, like last year, the Bears never gave up, right? The Bears never gave up. They played hard, and it gave Eberflus an extra season in Chicago.
Which was a giant mistake on the point of the Chicago Bears.
But that's the point. Just because a team doesn't quit on the coach doesn't mean retaining the coach is the right thing either.
Yeah, but you got to look at it this way. You're getting a rookie quarterback coming in there, and you've got a head coach who is a defensive guy and who hadn't done that great of a job. So the team didn't quit on him. But you got to read the room. They needed an offensive coach to go in there and work with Caleb Williams. And I think that's what you're going to see from the Bears moving forward. Now, I say that, and a lot of people are looking at Mike Vrabel, who obviously is not an offensive coach, but a Ben Johnson. The Lions would hate that if he went to another team in the division, but that could very well be it. But they need an offensive guy. They really do. There was even talk of the Bears maybe swinging a trade somehow, some way with the San Francisco 49ers to get Kyle Shanahan.
If the 49ers do that, they deserve everything that comes to them.
I'm telling you. So, but look, the 49ers are a team. They've got a lot of things to think about. And think about that. They've got Brock Purdy to think about. Are you going to sign him to a huge deal? Do you keep him? Or do you try to get him at a better price? What's going to happen to Christian McCaffrey? I don't know if he ever comes back. I mean, the guy's been banged up, and certainly he's got a lot of mileage on the tires. Deebo Samuel. There's a lot of question marks for the San Francisco 49ers, and if they decide that maybe they don't want to do some of these things and rebuild, maybe you do something different. I'm not sure that Shanahan wants to leave San Francisco and go to Chicago. So there's a lot of question marks there. There's going to be a lot of openings, though. Mike Vrabel will be coaching in the NFL next year. He will be. He will take somebody's job, but I just don't think it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys anymore. I think the way this team is played, the way they respect McCarthy, your quarterback likes him, I think he sticks around.
This coaching cycle is going to be intriguing, to say the least, which I think just because you get past the names with Belichick already off the table,
thank God.
Now you're taking Ben Johnson once he goes off the table and once Mike Vrabel goes off the table. What are the other hot coordinators that there aren't a whole lot of them. So maybe it is best to hold on to McCarthy for another year
But I don't think Jerry goes the young assistant route.
No.
Anyway, I think Jerry
y'all
would do
talked
something
to the next
different.
head coach while y'all were in.
Jeez. Well, he may have a job. Ron Rivera is who Pledge is talking about, who would really like to get back in coaching. But again, a defensive guy, and I'm not sure that would excite any fan base, to be totally honest with you. So, not that it's about exciting the fan base, but certainly it doesn't hurt when your fans are excited about whoever you're bringing in. And I don't think anybody, honestly, and I remember I was at that press conference when they brought in Mike McCarthy. The fans in Dallas weren't all that excited about Mike McCarthy coming in. So if Jerry got rid of him, I don't know that there'd be a lot of tears shed. But if you keep him, and I'm not talking about a long-term contract, 2-3 years tops, you sign McCarthy, let him finish Dak's contract out. If Dak Prescott is Dak Prescott when he comes back. And that, I think, is a huge if, ladies and gentlemen. 2 serious leg injuries. And the first one really limited his mobility. It did. He didn't run near as much coming back from that ankle injury. And now you've got a hamstring off the bone? My goodness. I don't know what that's going to do. And not wishing anything bad on Dak Prescott, but I don't think we can sit here today and assume that Dak Prescott's going to come back in OTAs in March or even training camp in late July, and you think that there's not going to be some effects. It's going to be tough, and it's going to be interesting to see. I don't think there's any question about that. Houston Texans made a move today, which surprises the heck out of me. They needed to do it, but they did make a move. Plus, did you see that trick play from the Detroit Lions yesterday? It was fantastic. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more when we return here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, Stevens Roofing, one of my favorite things to talk about because they're a family-owned company, local company, and they've been in business here in San Antonio and South Texas for a long, long time. And you don't stay in business as long as Stevens Roofing has been in business if you're not doing it right. Well, they are certainly doing it right. Your roof covers everything that you hold dear, most importantly, your family. So you need a reliable roofer you can trust, and you can trust Stevens Roofing. Commercial, residential, metal roofs, they do that. Composition roofs, obviously. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. Call them, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing is now in the solar business. If you've been thinking about saving a little bit of money and going solar, Stevens Roofing is the company to call for that as well. Look, solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. They'll often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on when the grid goes down, and there's always a chance of that here in the great state of Texas. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered, so give them a call, 210-785-0994.
The Morning Huddle.
Okay, we need to make it. We need a new rule.
Why?
You have to allow the band to play the first bit. As we went and you joined immediately, I thought, what version is this? I thought the version that he was playing.
No, he timed it perfect.
It was so perfect.
I hit the mark, baby. I always hit my mark.
No, the thing is, I thought this version sucks.
Damn.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and filled with last-minute gift ideas. At Mr. W Fireworks, we price our fireworks 50 to 80% lower than the other guys, with no hidden fees. So top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. Look for the W on our sign and know you are getting the best prices on fireworks, guaranteed. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
Merry Christmas!
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators, like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
When your little one has a cold with a fever, try new Dayquil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. It's the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Dayquil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever offers fast, effective cold and fever relief for kids ages 6 and up with a delicious grape flavor that kids love. New Dayquil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever will help them feel better fast so they can get back to the fun stuff quickly. New Dayquil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, is available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code ALAMO and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code ALAMO on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
An accident or injury can derail your life in an instant, leaving you struggling to pay for medical bills and daily expenses. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe every Texan deserves justice, no matter their financial situation. That's why we offer our no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. We know how difficult recovering from an accident can be. Let us handle your case while you focus on getting better. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
I get it. I'm just not sure I completely understand it. Hi, everybody. This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The move the Texans made today. They're desperate. I get that. But there's a reason Diontae Johnson is no longer a Baltimore Raven, even though he is expected to be in uniform playing against the Ravens in a couple of days on Christmas Day.
There's a reason the Steelers got rid of him and the Panthers got rid of him in half a year as well.
Exactly. He's not and maybe that's what the Texans are thinking is just – it's just a rental for the rest of the year just because they need something. I mean, they're in trouble wide receiver-wise. So they do pick up off waivers, by the way, Diontae Johnson today. I'm reading some stuff on this that there were some other teams interested, including the Kansas City Chiefs, who were said to be somewhat interested in him.
How many more do they need? Like, seriously, they're getting Hollywood Brown off the injured reserve. They signed traded for DeAndre Hopkins in the middle of the season. They drafted Worthy. I understand that they lost Rashee Rice, but how many wide receivers do they need?
Well, you can never have too many, Pledge, right? I mean, come on. You never have too many. I wouldn't. I don't know that I would take a chance. I hope this works out for Houston, but it's a little scary. I think I'd rather go with the old dude. Now, if he comes in and look, obviously the guy's talented. I mean, he's talented as hell. But there's something between the ears that's just not quite there. So hopefully he comes in and, can do something for Houston because they need the help. Without a doubt, they need the help. So,
is that a Pittsburgh thing?
What's that?
Wide receivers, they ain't right between the years?
Maybe so, yeah.
I mean, George Pickens has acted a little bit of a fool, before him. Diontae Johnson.
Antonio Bryant.
Or Antonio Brown.
Brown, that's it, Brown. So maybe you get a little goofy going to Pittsburgh.
I guess so.
Who knows?
There was another one. He was drafted very, very high. Second round. His name escapes me now.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought he was going to be the next because they're really good at drafting wide receivers.
Yeah, they are. Well, Diontae Johnson is going to the Houston Texans. They picked him up today. They need the help. We'll see what he can do with them. They certainly need that. And again, not much turnaround for Johnson and the Texans. They take on the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to be interesting because the Ravens just dumped this guy, and he's going to be playing against them. Obviously, that's, I would think, motivation for him. He's going to want to play well, but I think the Ravens might know his tendencies a little bit too.
Well, and personally, especially you're talking about a super short week. He's played in Carolina, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. As far as I know, none of those systems are related to the Kyle Shanahan, Bobby Slowick, Gary Kubiak zone system that is run. I don't know how similar any of the verbiage might be. Like, the learning curve is the most intriguing thing to me of his availability for Wednesday.
Well,
in 2 days.
I don't think the Texans have any choice. You have to tell that guy to go in and run to the mailbox. I mean, it's going to be that. You're going to draw pictures. C.J. Stroud's going to be in the huddle and say, okay, Diontae, go up here 10 yards and cut in. I mean, honestly, it's like I don't think the Texans have any choice. They've got to get somebody in there. They need bodies, and that's going to be that's going to be tough.
I mean, the depth of this receiving room when the season started, and you're looking at, Tank and Nico and Stephon Diggs and Mechie and Xavier. You're talking about possibly trading or cutting John Mechie. Now you're just scrambling to find guys on the street.
That's it. And I guess you hear a name like Diontae Johnson, who you know has got the talent if he can just get it together between the ears. So hopefully that works out for them. It's going to be fun and kind of weird, quite frankly, watching the NFL on Wednesday. I mean, that's going to be kind of strange, I think, but I'll be doing it. I think we'll all be doing it. So
for sure,
I can't wait for that. Texans, again, they lose Tank Dell. They lose Jimmy Ward. Both of those guys are done for the year. And as they head into the playoffs, they are thin. They're really thin. And watching that game the other day, I don't know. CJ looks a little, I don't want to say off.
No, he's off.
He looks a little timid, maybe, and which is weird because he wasn't that way last year. So strange, but
I mean, it's the beating.
Yeah,
it wears on a quarterback, and he's had very little time. And I think his eyes are drifting down, looking at the rush when they normally haven't been, just because of the fact that it's not just you're getting beat up by like edge rushers, like they're getting beaten on the inside, the quickest route to the quarterback.
Well, and that leads me to this question, and maybe you just answered it with the offensive line. Joe Mixon has kind of been a no-show. He really has, and I think part of that's got to be the offensive line. It's going to – here's the guy. Derrick Henry had such a great game on Saturday, and he's got to come back out on Wednesday again and do it again against the Texans. You talk about a guy that just gets beat up game in and game out, and then to only have a couple, 2 or 3 days rest. And a guy like Mixon too. I mean, that's got to be really, really tough on those guys to come back out. So it's going to be interesting to see. And I need both of those guys to play well because that's my backfield, and I'm in the championship game. So I need them both to play well.
isn't it so nice of the NFL to put these premier teams all in the AFC side of things on these short weeks with a week or two away from the start of the postseason as the season's winding, and nothing bad can happen with that, right?
Look,
I mean, all four of them are playoff teams.
Yes. Patrick Mahomes looked pretty good last week.
Mm-hmm.
So that ankle was obviously fine, but I wouldn't play him in this game. I don't think you have to.
You do.
I don't think you do.
You play him because you win this game, you've locked up one, and you can rest him for 2 to 3 weeks.
That's true. However, you rest him in this game, you got another 10 days before you play again, or 11 days before you play again?
Sure. But if you lose this game, all of a sudden that final game matters. And if you don't win that one, all of a sudden you're playing on Wild Card Weekend.
You don't think that Carson Wentz can get it done? I think he can with that defense.
Sure,
playing
maybe
against
he
Pittsburgh.
can. But do you want to subject yourself to that? There's a reason he's behind Patrick Mahomes.
If Patrick Mahomes gets hurt for any length of time, Kansas City's done.
Mm-hmm.
They're out. They're done. So I would rather have a healthy Patrick Mahomes going to the playoff regardless of the seed. I mean, I could almost say the same about Josh Allen. If there's a problem with his throwing hand, forget about it because you're not going anywhere without him. You're done. So I look at it that way. I think they should have rested him this week and then played him on Wednesday.
He looked fine to me.
He looked great. He looked great. So
that ankle looks very fine.
I don't know what genius doctor came up with a high ankle sprain for Patrick Mahomes because there was no way he had a high ankle sprain. The way that he played and the way that he ran with the football.
That dude's got the loosest ankles I've ever seen.
He's an amazing talent.
Because he did the same thing that Super Bowl run when he injured it against the Jaguars, and he played through it, and then in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, tweaks it again and continues to play on it.
Think about how fortunate we are right now in the class of quarterbacks. Obviously, Mahomes is head and shoulders above. You see the play that Joe Burrow made yesterday? On his stomach, damn near, and completed a pass. It was incredible. It was simply incredible. Then you got Josh Allen and what he's doing. Justin Herbert's another guy who is playing at a high level. I'm telling you, man, it's we're fortunate right now with the quarterback play. Lamar Jackson's another one. Geno Smith played well yesterday in a losing effort, but he played well. The old Matt Stafford's still going strong. I mean, they're going to probably win that division. So it's interesting, and we're fortunate. There's a lot of good quarterback play. I just feel sorry for guys like Joe Burrow. If they had any defense at all, we'd be talking about them heading to the Super Bowl.
Well, maybe if he won making $55 million a year, they could afford a defense.
Could be. Could very well be. Or
I'm just going to throw the Dak argument on the other side. Joe Burrow is that good. Don't get it twisted. I am being hyperbolic when I say this, but...
Or it could be that the Cincinnati Bengals ownership is truly just cheap as hell.
They are.
They are. I mean, it's incredible.
I don't know if they re-signed Jamar Chase.
Oh, my gosh.
Knowing what he's going to get.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, Jamar Chase has got to make at least Justin Jefferson money, if not more.
More.
He's got
It's
to.
always more.
Well, he's got to. Although CD didn't get more than him. Than Jefferson. Jefferson signed before CD Lamb. So CD wasn't quite there. He's close, but
Jamar
Chase. Jamar Chase is just as good as Justin Jefferson,
if not better.
I don't think there's any question. I don't know. Jefferson's pretty damn good, and he's
Chase.
He is. Hey, CD Lamb is too. That guy's proven his worth this year. Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. It's fortunate, a lot of good talent. Going to be interesting to see. It's a shame that the Cowboys aren't, in the playoff hunt or in the playoffs because it gives us more to talk about, number one, which is nice. The Cincinnati Bengals should be there.
But even if they were still in the hunt, without Dak Prescott, you're just – it's an invite to the dance to, get laughed at by the bully.
I don't know. See Cooper Rush last night?
I did.
Uh-huh. Manages the game. Doesn't make any mistakes.
He looks like Cooper Rush.
Well, he looks like Cooper Rush, but at least he's not throwing it to the other team because in the playoffs, that's been a problem for number 4. He likes to throw it to that other colored jersey. That's the problem. And I'm not sure, and I'll say it again, I'm not sure he comes back 100%. I'm really concerned about that. I'm going to ask the doc about that today when we have the docs on for TSAOG. That's coming up about 5:45-ish or something like that. We're going to ask him about that. We'll also ask him about Tank Dell's injury. And, that's, the ACL and dislocated knee. That's tough, really tough. San Antonio Spurs in action tonight. We'll talk about that coming up in a little bit. But have you heard the feud that's going on within ESPN? It is an ESPN internal battle. Stephen A., Shannon Sharp, Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit. They're arguing. We'll tell you what they're arguing about, and some of the responses are flat out violent. We'll do that when we continue right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Friday night, December 27th at 9:30. The Aggies head to Sin City to take on the USC Trojans in the Las Vegas Bowl. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 8:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know the best place to go watch any big game, any big fights, the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road with those three massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. You think about that Longhorn game tomorrow, the Roo Pub is the Longhorn watching headquarters, UT in Kentucky, all the NFL on Sunday. And when you get into the Roo Pub, go hungry. The food, fantastic. All made from scratch. They have the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late every day with a full menu available. So when you need that late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru, get into the Roo Pub. You're thinking about a great place for your holiday party, need to book one? Contact the Roo Pub. They will get you taken care of. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Progressive presents Good News, Bad News, Dumb News, then Great News. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Don't miss the incredible last-minute deals at Target this week. With up to 50% off toys and great savings on clothing, tech, small appliances, floor care, and more, you can still save in the final days of the season. Plus, unlock more savings when you join Target Circle for free and enjoy exclusive deals with just one magical scan. But hurry before these last-minute deals vanish. Save more on gifts this season. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back, I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Houston Texans have claimed wide receiver Diontae Johnson off waivers. He is expected to be in uniform against the Ravens on Christmas Day. San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, and Detroit's Cade Cunningham. Now, they were just named Western and Eastern Conference Player of the Week by the NBA. By the way, that's Wemby's first Player of the Week award in his short NBA career.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
Set of ESPN as they get ready for the ball game tonight between the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. It looks extremely cold in Green Bay tonight.
Shocker.
Yeah, it looks really cold. It'll come back up, Pledge, but I think that's Kelsey.
That wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, who was out
That'd
there.
That'd be the least surprising thing.
In a Santa Claus outfit. So good for him. Hey, it's we're 2 days away from Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're having a great beginning of your Christmas week, if this is actually the beginning of it. Some people say it's Sunday is the beginning of the week. This is certainly the beginning of the work week. There's no doubt about that. But here we are, and Christmas is in a couple of days. It's hard to believe Christmas Eve is tomorrow. That's unbelievable to me, man. When did it's been a busy month, and I think it just went by really quickly.
It's been a busy year. It feels like it was just February.
No kidding, right? It has been a busy year, no doubt. And, next year's going to be busy too, here on the Sports Star, because a lot of exciting things to come. But we're dealing with today, and today we're dealing with a feud between some ESPN types. Shannon Sharpe versus Kirk Herbstreit. That's the main thing, but you got Chris Fowler involved as well, and Stephen A. Smith. He's involved as well. Now, this all began, I guess, when Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe on their show last week at some point in time were basically saying that Ryan Day, the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, was going to be fired, or if he didn't win a national championship, he was going to be fired or should be fired, or however they worded it. And I think they were already talking about some replacements for Ryan Day at Ohio State. Well, as you know, Kirk Herbstreit obviously is an Ohio State guy, played quarterback there. And this is how it started. This is Friday night in that game between Notre Dame and Indiana. And this was the conversation between Fowler and Herbstreit.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll be happy tonight, be fired up about what the Ohio State team did. But God forbid they lose to Oregon. They may want to fire him again.
But that's not reality. I mean, that's the thing. When you hear pundits on this network and other places talk about that with certainty, it's nonsense, frankly. I mean, the public doesn't pull the trigger and get rid of the coach.
No.
The administrators do, and they're behind them.
Yeah. First Take tried to fire him. They thought he was done. So I'll be excited to see what they talk about on Monday after this performance. They had him out. They're trying to find replacements. But here he is. There he is. He's still got his hat on. He's still coaching.
Well, and apparently Kirk Herbstreit is a fan of Ryan Day. Apparently, because it sounds like he's taking up for him.
Sounds like he was about to cry.
It does, right? Yes, it does. Well, I'm not sure exactly what Herbstreit or Fowler said there that would get this reaction from one Shannon Sharp.
Even though I'm going to let it slide. I'm going to be a good teammate. I'm going to let it slide. Everybody's at ESPN because had you not taken the route you taken, I would have lit their ass up. But I'm going to let it slide. You know what, guys? Congratulations, Ohio State. You won the game. But, hey, if we're going to be on the same team, if we're going to work for the same network, don't do that. Kurt, Chris Fowler, I promise you, if you ever mention anything, any platform that I'm on again and talking about, I wonder what they're going to say in negativity, I promise you, ESPN ain't got enough bosses to keep me off y'all for what I'm going to say. So I'm going to let y'all slide today. I'm going to turn it over to D.O. before I get myself in trouble. But don't play with me. Go ahead, D.O.
Damn.
I got to follow?
Go ahead.
Man.
I'm not sure why Shannon Sharp is so upset there. Clearly he's upset. So, Shannon, you're in the business of opinions, right? You give yours. Well, not everybody has to agree with what you say. Obviously, Chris Fowler and Herbstreit didn't agree with what you said and said it was, I guess, I don't know, you shouldn't exactly how they put it, but I mean, it's ridiculous, I think Fowler said, and if fans don't do it and yada, yada, yada. But still, if I give an opinion on this show, and goodness knows that I've given some that a lot of you folks out there have not agreed with, and you're not afraid to let me know, and that's fine. I love that. It's what these kind of shows are all about. That's what we do. Everybody in sports has an opinion. So for you to fire a Ryan Day, unless he wins a national championship, that's your opinion. Herbstreit disagrees with you. So, look, I don't know. I think Ryan Day, I'm surprised, and I think he still could be fired. If he would have lost this game to Tennessee, I think that might have done it. But he's lost to Michigan now twice, 2 years in a row. And this Michigan team, hell, they were, I think, a 20-point favorite over. So you can't do that. Your big rival, you can't lose to them, not consistently. It's going to happen every now and then, but not consistently. And certainly this year, you were not supposed to lose to this team. So Ryan Day has to be on the hot seat, doesn't he? He's got to be. A little bit. Now, if he makes a good playoff run, then I think all sins will be forgiven. And I don't think there will be any problem, and he'll be back and all of that. A lot of people here don't like him. I'm looking at our YouTube page. Chris says, look, I don't know how to justify this, but Ryan Day sucks at Ohio State. He just does. He goes on to say, when Ohio State acted like animals after the Michigan loss, Ryan Day just stood there like a helpless old lady at the supermarket watching a fight. Well, see, that's a great opinion there, Chris. And I don't disagree with you. But losing to Michigan is a game changer for those big, deep-pocketed alumni. It just is. It's just, look, it's like there's a reason Texas A&M didn't want Texas following them to the SEC. They wanted to be done with them. A&M got the best of that fight from time to time. I'm not sure what the record is, but I think Texas has has a better winning percentage by far than Texas A&M. But I just am not sure why Shannon Sharp just got violent. I mean, that was violent. There's not enough bosses in ESPN to hold me back from what I want to say. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what the problem is and why he would get so upset by that. And Stephen A., when he's doing this, and I'm watching the video, Stephen A's just like, his eyes are wide open. He can't believe that Shannon Sharp is saying what he's saying. And it is kind of weird. So I don't know. But Shannon, you give your opinion. It's what you do. That's your job. That's your job. Oh, wow, Pledge. I didn't realize it was that lopsided. Pledge just pulled up the record between Texas and Texas A&M. And so the University of Texas leads the all-time series against Texas A&M 76-37 with 5 ties. So, yeah, that's pretty lopsided. And look, losing to Texas has it helped, certainly, get some coaches fired at Texas A&M. And if you lose to Texas A&M, it certainly helps to get you fired at the University of Texas. It's the way it is. Sometimes those rivalry games are more important than anything else. And losing to Michigan at Ohio State is that important. There's no doubt about it. So, wow, I had no idea it was that lopsided play. Sorry, Aggie fans. But there's a reason. And I'm not saying A&M's scared of Texas, but there's a reason they went to the SEC. They wanted to get away from them and establish their own identity and not be University of Texas, little brother. Because that's quite frankly what they were. And now they could be that again. We'll see. But Texas A&M has got to recruit, and they got to do something and win a few of those games.
I mean, like Texas, Michigan, when you're one of the most winningest college programs, period.
Yep.
End of story. A lot of win-loss records against other opponents are going to look very lopsided.
Sure. That's true. And look, I mean, Texas A&M has not always been the power that they are now.
No.
I mean, they're relevant now, right? And they can play in the SEC, and they can compete. But they weren't always that way. So it'd be interesting to see, what those are. But I had no idea that it was that lopsided.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just nuts.
They haven't been close.
I had no clue it was that lopsided. Craziness. Hey, the UTSA Roadrunners with a big win today. In fact, a dominating performance over Coastal Carolina in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. And it wasn't even that close. 44-15. The defense was spectacular. We're going to talk about that when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's showtime. Let's do it. It's fun time. Here we go.
South Texas home of the 12-team college football playoff. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All of the matchups are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear every game on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your heater, your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number, 651-5899. And at Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. And this time of year, you got a lot of family in town, your toilet's working overtime, you're doing a lot of cooking in the kitchen, you got plumbing issues, call Quartermoon. They will get you taken care of 24/7, even on the holidays. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. Whether it's a faucet leak or a leak in your slab, no commission, sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and at Quartermoon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899 is the number, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out the new Kubota L2502 package deal, including a four-wheel drive tractor with hydrostatic transmission, a front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. From the Ewald family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50. This holiday season, Straight Talk Wireless is letting you say yes a lot more with real unlimited data. Yes to sharing pics of the ugliest holiday sweaters. Yes to checking weather on the go for surprise sledding trips. And with a free phone at sign up, let the yes-tivities begin. No way! Yes way. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 1/5/25 while supplies last at participating stores. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation on select single-line plans. Limit of 2 phones per customer. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
You know what makes the best stocking stuffer? Fireworks! Top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. All stands and stores are now open and filled with last-minute gift ideas. At Mr. W Fireworks, we price our fireworks 50 to 80% lower than the other guys, with no hidden fees. So top off your Christmas list at Mr. W Fireworks. Look for the W on our sign and know you are getting the best prices on fireworks, guaranteed. Visit MrWFireworks.com for a location near you.
Merry Christmas!
Monday afternoon, about 5:20. That means we are just about to Christmas Eve. It's getting close. If you're just getting off work, congratulations. You made it. You made it through Monday, so you're good to go. And glad you're spending some time with us, by the way. Really appreciate that here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. My partner, Jason Minix. He's got this week off, spending some time with the family. That's a good thing. James Pledger is back, though, and he's here with us today, and we're all happy that you are. By the way, we've got Monday Night Football tonight right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Green Bay Packers playing host to the New Orleans Saints. It all starts at 6:30 with a pregame. Monday Night Football, by the way, is presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Not sure how that game's going to go. Green Bay obviously needs a win. New Orleans, they're out of it. So it's going to be interesting. It looked really cold. And by the way, Pledge, that was Jason Kelsey in the Santa Claus outfit. up there. So he looks pretty toasty in that outfit. And I saw some yesterday, watching in some cold weather places, how these guys are dressed up like the Grinch or Santa Claus or some other character like that. And I tell you what, I don't blame them. I would do that. It may be a lot warmer in one of those goofy suits, but I hope they're calm and comfortable in that stuff. I don't know how fans go to games in that. I really don't. Just to sit there. Now, I know the players have to play, but I don't know how fans do it. It's incredible. I guess you just get drunk. That's the best way to do it, I guess, right? I mean, you go to games in a dome, so there's no problem. We go to Cowboy games in a dome.
Yeah, I still get drunk, though.
Well, of course, because that air conditioner can be cold. You gotta layer up for that and get drunk.
You got to make sure.
By the way, according to one report here, the Texans, they got wide receiver Diontae Johnson today off of waivers. There was another team that was trying to get him off of waivers, the LA Chargers. But apparently, according to this report, Houston had priority over Los Angeles. So Houston wins the Diontae Johnson sweepstakes. So if you hadn't heard that, yep, they're trying to, since they lost Tank Dell, they need somebody. So they got Diontae Johnson today. We'll see how he works out in Houston. Did you see the Myrtle Beach Bowl today? It was incredible if you are a fan of the UTSA Roadrunners. First quarter was a little back and forth, just kind of a feel-out quarter. But after that, man, UTSA and the defense just kind of, they just kind of took it to them. I mean, they really did. It was 44-15 was the final, but it really wasn't even that close. Owen McCown, the performer of the game, 23 of 30, 254 yards, 1 touchdown. He did throw a pick. He also had 37 yards on the ground. So for the second straight year, Owen McCown is undefeated in bowl games. Because you remember, he played quarterback last year when they beat Marshall, and then again this year. So
Best kept secret in sports.
That's right. That's right. He's unbeaten in bowl games as a member of the UTSA Roadrunners. Roadrunners' second straight and their second of their history bowl win. So congratulations to UTSA. The head coach of the Roadrunners was on with us earlier here on the Blitz, and we had a nice talk. I was able to talk to him, and the one thing that he did say, he was just proud of how his kids finished.
Man, thank you. Really, really proud of how we finished the last 6 to 8 weeks of the season, and kids played really well today, like they've been doing since, about the beginning of November.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this team has improved dramatically, didn't they? But they got healthy, too. That was part of it. But it was they got better. And it's too bad that, they couldn't get by Army. It's a game they could have won, had an opportunity to win, didn't get it done, but still, they finished the season on a high note. There's no doubt about it. And again, I talked about the defense, and it was spectacular today. It really was. I mean, Coastal Carolina didn't have any answers at all, and Traylor talked about that today.
Yeah, they made some things we hadn't kind of seen them do, and they did a great job. Coach Beck does a wonderful job. But, I knew getting on our iPads and making some adjustments is going to be a big deal in the game, and our defense really got out there and just played dominant, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they did. I mean, dominance is the right word. There were times, especially second and third quarter, where, Chanticleers, I think is how you say their name. They're the fighting bird or whatever it is, the Chanticleers, Coastal Carolina.
The rooster?
Yeah, it's a rooster of some sort, yeah. Yeah, well, they're in South Carolina. Yeah, that's what they do. You got Gamecocks, and you got roosters, and you got roosters.
Chanticleers.
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 Chanticleers. It's what I heard on the broadcast today. Right here, by the way, on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We were proud to carry that game. It was a lot of fun. So, McCown, though, performer of the game. It used to be called MVP, and I'm guessing that's the same thing for it, but he was the performer of the game. And Traylor addressed him, not only McCown, but he addressed the running game today.
Yeah, it's so unlike him. I was shocked that he even tried it. He's so smart. He knows he shouldn't do that. And but other than that, he was pretty much spotless. But our ability to rush the ball for 250 makes it a lot easier to run, to win on the road. And we hadn't been able to do that all year, but we ran the ball really well the last 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, no doubt. Will Henderson and Brandon High, both just spectacular today. Henderson only had 5 carries for 81 yards, and High 11 carries for 76. Both of those guys scored a touchdown. The star receiver today was David Amador. 7 catches for 110 yards. He was spectacular. And I learned something today, and I probably should have known this, but UTSA had a streak on the line today. They had gone 22 straight games with at least one takeaway. And today they made it 23, and they did it on a fake punt. The punter threw the ball, and it was picked off. So that's how they got that done. But it was pretty spectacular, and it was a pretty great moment for Jeff Traylor. There's a pretty great moment for Chris Carpenter, too, and kind of sealed the deal. And I talked to Jeff about this. Chris Carpenter returned to kickoff 93 yards, and the cameras went to Traylor, and he smiled. And then he got a little bit upset with a penalty that was called on his guys.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. I am so happy for Dangerfield, Jacavian Rogers, straight from 903. You know, that's a tough play because you're not sure if it's a punt or a throw. And the kid went up high pointed it and made a great catch for us. And then he went and had some fun on the beach down there, and they gave him a 15-yard penalty. I thought it was one of the coolest celebrations I've ever seen. How can you penalize a kid for swimming in the beach when it's the Myrtle Beach Bowl? That ought to be criminal.
It should be criminal. I couldn't believe that they did that. I didn't see that. I was listening to it on our air here on 94.1, and I heard the announcers talking about it, and they were going, "Oh, we got a lot of game left. Oh, they get a bunch of sand in their shoulder pads." I'm like, dude, who cares? It's a bowl game. Let the kids have some fun. But they got penalized on that, and I obviously the rules, but I mean, come on, it's a bowl game. You ought to be able to forgive something like that. The other emotional moment for Traylor was after the game. Once the final buzzer sounded, a bunch of seniors, they poured out of his water or Gatorade or whatever it was. They poured that on him. They got him with that. And then a bunch of the seniors came over and hugged him, and it was an emotional moment for Jeff Traylor.
Well, those seniors deserve so much credit. I mean, when you look back at them, they're probably 4 plays away from winning 11 games. And historically here, we've been in a lot of those one-possession games and won them. And we just couldn't get it down the road 4 times. And if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. But there's a lot of ifs and buts right now. But can't be overstate how proud I am of our seniors, how they held together and just finished the season so strong. And really, really, really proud of them. Well, those seniors deserve so much credit.
Yeah, no doubt. They do. And Jeff Traylor deserves a little credit for that. I mean, think about the way the season began. It would have been really easy to say, well, we got to look to the future. And so let's see what our young guys do. Kind of the way the Cowboys are doing it now in a lot of ways. But he could have done that, but he stuck with those seniors. And they got better, and they pulled the team along with them. And they finished up 7-6. You know, barely were bowl eligible, which was nice, and then being able to go to this bowl game. First bowl game, they haven't played many outside of the state of Texas. I know they've been in the Mexico Bowl. That was the first one they went to. Now the Myrtle Beach Bowl. I think they've got 3 out of the state of Texas to the ones that they've been to. But they've been the Frisco Bowl, I think, a couple of times, and, stayed here. So that had to be kind of fun for them. Had to be. I'm glad they won it. And I'm glad that they did it decisively because it was incredible. 44-15. If you didn't see it, again, the one of the turning points was the Chris Carpenter 93-yard touchdown on a kickoff return. Owen McCowan, performer of the game, fantastic game for him, and the 2 running backs as well. So good game for UTSA. Great way to finish the season. Now we start looking for next season. You know you got your quarterback. Jeff Traylor doesn't seem worried that his quarterback's going anywhere. So that's a good thing. They've got some up-and-coming players. They are going to lose a lot, especially on that defense. That defense is going to get hit pretty hard senior-wise. So he's going to have to rebuild that. But all the changes that are coming to college football is going to be very, very interesting. With if this lawsuit on April 7th is approved, and then it's going to be revenue share, and that will start in July. How much money is UTSA going to dedicate to the football program and the other sports? What are they going to do? What are they going to be able to do? That's all remains to be seen. They're working on a plan. We talked to Lisa Campos last week, and she tried to explain. It's a very complicated situation, but we'll see what happens. I hope that UTSA makes a commitment, a big commitment to this football program. And that's no disrespect to any other sports, none. But the football program is your poster. I mean, it's your front door. It's what everybody looks at, most everybody. Basketball teams can be for some schools, no doubt. But it's the front porch. And so you got to support that. And if you want a guy like Jeff Traylor to stick around and you want to play in conferences like the American, you got to pay for that. Unfortunately, it's the way it is in college football and college sports these days. Unfortunately, got to be some rules. Got to be, very quickly. All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little Spurs basketball. They got a game in Philly tonight. It's kind of an interesting trip for the Spurs. They go to Philly tonight, and then they're going to play early against the Knicks on Christmas Day, which is one of those, it's going to start off the NBA's day because Christmas typically is the NBA. This year, the NFL has taken a little bit of a piece from that. But the Spurs playing well, Victor Wembanyama playing well. We're going to talk about it when we return here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing victims of negligent drivers. When it comes to insurance companies, I hate to state the obvious, but as consumers of insurance products, we as Texans have never had fewer rights than we do right now. Over the past 20 years, our rights as Texas insurance consumers have diminished every year. The insurance lobbyist over that 20 years has been very, very successful. The result? If you're on your own, you have no chance of a fair recovery without an experienced attorney. I was licensed to practice in 1994. Over the past 32 years, I have seen the insurance company's playbook develop. Delay, deny, depose. It's not just crime scene evidence. It's a very real approach most every insurance company takes in responding to the claims of traffic accident victims. Hire someone who knows the game. Hire somebody who wins. Hire me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
And Doug. Limu wanted me to tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. He says because we all like to save a buck. No, okay, he said with the extra cash, you can lease a new truck. Wait, he said he went to middle school with geese and ducks? Actually, I think Limu just said squawk.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep. Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes. It's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-9047.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. C.J. Stroud, Christian McCaffrey, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale now at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
My name is Luke Bryan. Country music is my life, and I want to share it with y'all.
It's All Country is now streaming on Hulu.
And with the help of Luke Combs, Kane Brown, Lady A, Winona Judd, Sheryl Crow, and Mickey Guyton, we're going to explore everything country.
You couldn't ask for anything more than that.
When everybody brings their story, it really becomes something special.
That is the beautiful side of country music.
In the end, it's all country.
It's All Country. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. This is Game Night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Marcel, step back, 3.
Every game night, the Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game.
Johnson! Oh, my goodness!
Players, coaches, insiders, this is Game Night San Antonio.
Wembanyama!
And the pregame starts right now.
It is Game Night San Antonio here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Spurs up in Philly tonight to take on the Sixers, a Sixers team that, you never know who you're going to get from game to game. Joel Embiid hasn't played a whole heck of a lot, but they do have some talent on that team. Spurs, though, on a roll. My goodness, they're on a roll. They're the winners of 2 in a row. They simply crushed Portland, which they should have done back on Saturday night. So in Philly tonight, be nice to get one. Then they go to the Knicks, which they'll play that on Wednesday morning. I think it tips at 11 a.m. our time Wednesday morning, so Christmas Day. The Spurs will be there. Victor Wembanyama, what do you say about this guy? He is he's just getting better and better and better. 10 blocks on Saturday night, 30 points, and he's getting to the point where he's just simply unstoppable. The guy is. He also had 3 assists, so I mean he dishes the basketball as well. He was by far the star of the show with his 30 points. Charles Bassey played a good game. You said you were there, Pledge.
I was there. It was cool.
Yeah.
I brought it up with my buddy who I was with, and we were talking in the Frost Bank Club as we were getting a beer, and I asked him, "Hey, remember that time when Wemby and Scoop played a showcase game in Vegas, and it was like these two are 1-2, and it's not even a question." And all of a sudden, it's like, well, there was really only one.
Yeah, there's only one. Yeah, that's for sure. But Scoot came with a lot of hype. He did, but yeah, that's a bad Portland team who was hoping to be back in the lottery, and I'm sure they will be to try to get another draft. It's a Cooper Flag sweepstakes, right?
It's Cooper Flag sweepstakes.
And
Ace Bailey. There's a lot of players in this.
Yeah, it's a good draft. 2025. It's a magical year, Pledge.
It's the magical year.
Magical year. Only problem for the Spurs is I don't think the Atlanta Hawks are going to cooperate, and it's not so much them. It's just the East sucks.
Well, the East sucks, and you've got a really good player in Trae Young.
Well,
like
you do.
I've tried to tell everybody for over a year now when they were like, we need to hold on to this pick. We can't trade it for marketing. Why?
Why?
It's not going to be worth anything when all is said and done, barring injury. And, of course, maybe there's an injury and it could totally affect things, but there hasn't been. And this team is obviously better without DeJounte Murray. No.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And I don't mean that in a DeJounte Murray bashing kind of way. You can't have 2 ball-dominant guards playing next to each other. It's just not going to work. Having a defensive-minded and three-point shooting Dyson Daniels who doesn't need the ball in his hands, that that negates the fact of the who needs to start, who needs to initiate, which guys got to play off and not be himself. It was just oil and water to begin with.
It was probably a good idea, and somebody thought it was going to be a good idea to have those two playing together. But now it could Diontae could be on the move again. I mean, that's possible. That the Pelicans are about to have a garage sale.
How about those De'Aaron Fox rumors over the weekend?
Yeah, well, I heard that too. It would be that would be interesting.
I mean, that's The Athletic.
Sure.
New York Times.
That would be interesting. But just to give you a clue, the Atlanta Hawks right now are the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference at 14-15. The Detroit Pistons, if the play-in tournament began today, would make it at 12-17.
Rebuild complete.
Right? I mean, so that's how bad the Eastern Conference is right now. Spurs sit at the 9th spot as we speak right now at 15-13. But the good news is the Denver Nuggets, the Spurs are 1 game behind the Denver Nuggets for that 5th seed in the West. That's incredible.
I can't, like this team, and I like more and more the more I see from this team. Week in, week out, game in, game out. And it's different players taking the reins at times because they've won some games without Wemby.
Yep.
You know, Stephon Castle's had to step up. Devin Vassell's had to step up. Charles Bassey has stepped up.
Yeah, he did Saturday night for sure.
He had a great game on Saturday night. You're just seeing it come from different places. I mean, there's a few weeks there where Harrison Barnes was scoring like 25 a night en route to being the Western Conference Player of the Week.
That's right.
And I think he and Chris Paul's leadership have a lot to do with this turnaround.
I think it's good, and I think what you're seeing here, and I'm still not completely 100% sold on Jeremy Sohan, although I'm getting there. But if you've got a base, because look, Chris Paul, it's a 1-year contract. Is he back next year? I don't know. So he's going to be gone. So he's not a part of the future of this team. He's just not, other than what he's doing now and teaching these guys how to win. But when you look at it, you could potentially have your foundation, obviously Wemby, Vassell, and a Sohan. I mean, you got 3 players. It's pretty good. I mean,
pretty good.
You're in pretty good shape.
You don't think Castle's a part of that?
Well, absolutely. But I think yes. Yes. I think it's interesting that Devin Vassell now is back in the starting lineup, and Castle's coming off the bench, which I don't see a problem with. I mean, I think that's okay. It's going to be interesting to see how they continue to grow. Well, you know, are they in the play-in tournament this year? Is it that quick of a turnaround? Look, I'm going to give Mitch Johnson a hell of a lot of credit. A hell of a lot of credit. He's had to make some moves. He's had to change some lineups. And look, I don't know how much he's talking to Pop. Maybe he's talking to him a lot and getting his approval and Pop telling him what to do. I don't know. But I think Mitch Johnson's got a future as a head coach in the NBA without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Absolutely. And the question becomes, if Pop wants to continue, what do you do if people start poking around Mitch Johnson?
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to pay him and keep him there or let him go. I mean, they've let other guys go, right? I mean, when you can't keep them there. But it's a credit to Pop and what he does and how he keeps, he's got a hell of a coaching tree. There's no doubt about that. So, lot to digest there, that's for sure. But Mitch Johnson's doing a great job. It's going to be interesting to see. That game tips at 6:30 tonight, which is the same time, by the way, the game gets started here on San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. Interesting game tonight, football game-wise. And I just don't know even what to think of that. The Packers need to win. The Saints don't. And it's going to be really cold. How much do they – I'm trying to figure it out and talking to myself as I'm talking to you because, you got to have a little something on that. I'm not a fortune, but you got to have a little something on the game tonight, right? You absolutely have to have a little something on the game. So we'll see what happens. And I'll let you know on Thursday what happened. But there was a lot of water under the bridge come Thursday. By the way, Pledge and I are not here the next couple of days. The Blitz will not have a show. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We'll be back on Thursday, however, reacting to everything that took place. So it's going to be it's going to be a fun end of the week. There is no doubt about it. This is something we do every Tuesday typically, but since we don't have a show on Tuesday, we wanted to do it on Monday. It's our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSA OG Orthopedics, online at tsaog.com. Let's welcome in Dr. David Espinosa. Doc, how you doing?
Good afternoon, gents. Good afternoon, gents. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good. Well, we appreciate you jumping on with us. Are you ready for Christmas?
Absolutely. Enjoying some happy Festivus first, though. And then we'll get on to Christmas.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Good for you. Good for you. All right, Doc, we got a bad injury yesterday with Houston Texans. Their wide receiver, Tank Dell, dislocated kneecap, but we're also hearing that the ACL is torn as well. Do those two things go hand in hand?
Typically, it is a little bit different that the patella, the kneecap, is involved on this one. Likely just attributed to kind of how he landed on it. But ACL injuries is not uncommon for those to be associated usually with a meniscal tear or another ligamentous injury, things like that. But it does kind of throw a little wrinkle into the equation. But the big thing as far as the recovery go will be that ACL for sure.
Well, Dr. Espinosa, a dislocated kneecap, I mean, I just say that and it sounds painful. How do you fix something like that, and how long of a recovery typically is something like that?
Yeah, so typically they're reduced fairly quickly. If it is more of the lateral type of dislocation where it's kind of going from the top down to the side, outside part of the knee, and usually as they kind of right there on the field, if they're able to extend that knee, it usually can kind of pop back into where it needs to be. But there's when that happens, sometimes they can damage ligaments around the area or cartilage damage underneath the kneecap. That could play a role as well. So the MRI will really kind of detail everything that they're going to have to get sorted out when they go in there.
Well, I tell you, I don't know how you guys do it, Doc, because that just sounds painful, and I can only imagine seeing something like that. It probably looks pretty painful, too. We're talking to Dr. David Espinosa with TSAOG Orthopedics. Doc, there's a lot of injuries coming up and a lot of bad ones as well. I want to ask you, though, about Patrick Mahomes. Before this game on Saturday, they said he had a high ankle sprain. It didn't look like he had a high ankle sprain. He was out there doing everything he normally does. Is that something that was just I don't know, just for show maybe to get the other team to relax?
Yeah, well, so I guess the term high ankle sprain, it's really referring to where the sprain in the ankle is, which is different than the grade or the severity of the ankle injury. So you could have a high ankle ligament sprain, again, which is kind of on the top part of the ankle, part of the roof of the ankle, as opposed to the side of the ankle. And so with those, you can, again, injure that, but it may be on the more mild side as far as the sprain. And so, but just depending on how they move, how they play their game, how mobile he is, they can maybe tape it up or brace it up and things like that and kind of get back out there.
Yeah, well, he did, and he played very well. So he's got to get right back on the field for a game on Wednesday. A couple of NFL games on Christmas Day. So it will be interesting. But that guy's incredible in what he can do. There's no doubt about it. Doc, I want to ask you this, too. I've been talking about Dak Prescott. And he had that bad ankle break a year or two ago. Came back, wasn't as mobile as he normally was. Now he's got this other hamstring that came off the bone. Another severe leg injury. Different leg, but something like that, can you lose a great deal of mobility, or is that one going to heal without any problem?
Yeah, so for his the way he plays now, because you hit it right on the head. After the ankle injury, he's not as mobile. He changed his game, and part of that might also just be for the long term and preserving his body over time. But either way, his game did change. And so the hamstring, as he recovers from that, it shouldn't affect him as much as it would like a receiver or tight end, running back, things like that, defensive back, where they're really needing a whole lot of that explosion getting off of the hamstring there. But so for him, I mean, he should be okay over the long term. But if he was definitely more of like a Lamar Jackson type of player, then yeah, he's definitely going to have some issues there.
So Dak could just be a statue when he comes back. Is that what you're saying?
They should get some good tackles for him. For sure.
Yeah, good blocking is always good. That's for sure. Dr. David Espinosa joining us here on the injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSA OG Orthopedics. Doc, just so many injuries, and Pledge and I were talking about this earlier with the Kansas City Chiefs, for example, playing 3 games in 11 days. They've got to play. They played Saturday. They've got to play again on Wednesday. When you're looking at safety and playing that many games in a limited amount of time, obviously there's a threat for injury. But is that something the NFL should be doing, or do you recommend a lot more rest in between?
Yeah, that definitely. There's a lot of medical personnel that they'll interview and talk with, and that are part of the decision-making process, especially with the NFLPA. And so, I think when they schedule these games out, they try to do their best as far as, if they're going to be playing 3 games in 11 days, well, then give them some breaks, elsewhere throughout the season to help them recuperate and then get through the season. And then not to mention the extra game that they added on, not too long ago. And so all that, they kind of have to weigh it out, balance it out, and make sure that they're taking the precautions from a nutrition standpoint, rehabilitation standpoint, just all that really comes to the forefront to make sure that they're able to field the best team that they can for quite a grueling season for sure.
Boy, no doubt about it, especially this late in the season to have them doing that. I get it; it's all about money, and they want the eyes on the TV, so that's for sure. All right, Doc, I got to ask you: is there a certain feast or food that you and your family enjoy this time of year?
Ooh, definitely going with the pies. We kind of mix up the main course every so often, but there will be pie at the house. That's for sure.
Now, see, I like it when a doctor tells me you're going to eat pie. That's good, because now I have no problem. Oh, yeah. I'm eating a lot of pie this week for sure. Dr. Espinosa.
Have at it, and then you go after it with the New Year's resolution there, right?
If I could just keep one of those, Doc, I'd be okay. Yeah, I make one every year, and then about, mid-January, it's over.
It happens.
So it happens. Dr. David Espinosa, appreciate you taking the time to join us today. And happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays. Y'all have a great one. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Dr. David Espinosa, our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSA OG Orthopedics, online at tsaog.com. And, of course, Dr. Espinosa joining us, like all of our guests, via the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Interesting. So he doesn't share my opinion of Dak Prescott. It's going to be interesting to see. And I don't wish anything bad on Dak. Don't get me wrong. I don't wish anything bad on the guy. I mean, that's just 2 pretty serious leg injuries that he's going to have to deal with. So, sure. Jerry, and when he comes back, you better beef up that offensive line, because he's not going to be able to move around like he used to.
I thought it's been playing pretty well lately.
Who?
The offensive line.
Well, not bad. They still can't run block against a good run defense.
Well,
I mean, they ran well against Carolina and the Giants, but you get Tampa Bay, which has got a pretty beefy defensive front, and, well, they didn't run the ball that well then, did they? I don't remember. That's too many games ago.
Too many games ago?
Too many games
Too
ago.
far away?
Way back there. I have a hard time remembering 5 minutes ago.
I mean, they ran it against Cincinnati?
Yeah, well, Cincinnati's defense is awful. Dude, that's horrible. It's the worst defense in the league. I don't think there's any question.
Fair, Vita Vea and that Bucs defensive front is hard for any team to run against.
I totally agree.
Because Vita Vea in the middle of that thing just –
he takes up 3 guys.
He moves like a linebacker.
Is that an unbelievable guy that is that large, can move and do what he does? It's incredible. It's incredible, these athletes. Pledge, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Joe.
Hope you have a great time the next couple of days. We are done, Pledge and I, until Thursday. So no Blitz tomorrow, no Blitz on Wednesday, but we'll be back on Thursday with a
Morning huddle tomorrow, though.
The morning huddle's coming up tomorrow. They're going to do a show, huh?
From what I've been told.
You know what? I heard AJ say something about that. It's their Christmas Eve special.
Ooh.
You think they're going to sing songs and, I tell nice stories around the campfire?
I'm wondering if they bring one of those solo stoves in to put
Yeah.
in here, maybe roast some marshmallows on stream.
That's
Make
what I
some
would
s'mores.
do. If I were them, I would do that. Why not? Oh, AJ and Rob sitting around the solo
No
stove.
better way to spend your Christmas Eve.
No. So start your Christmas Eve with a morning huddle. They'll be on at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Pledge has got, he's not quite done yet. He's got a show coming up. It'll lead you right in to the football game right here at 6:30 on 94.1. So tune into Extra Innings with Pledger. That's coming up next. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and we will see you again on Thursday.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe.